It's Tuesday, and you know what that means. It is IndyCar night on iRacing. Hello again, everyone, and we're good to have you here for this normally a rare doubleheader. We only have one a season. Well, we've got two this season, and we're going to kick off Championship Thursday with a doubleheader here at the iRacing Super Speedway. I am Gary Gatto. Welcome to P1's broadcasting coverage of Round 13, Championship Tuesday of Season 4 of 2024 of the IndyCar Oval Series Tuesday night top split, coming to you from the racetrack that doesn't even exist, the iRacing Super Speedway. And joining me for the very first time here from the iRacing Super Speedway is Luis Gonzalez Nunez. It's going to be me and him in the booth until a little bit later. And I think maybe Stevie Larkamp's going to join us. But welcome to iRacing Super Speedway, Luis.
Thank you so much. I really prefer Daytona or maybe some other like a Talladega. Kind of like we can talk about history stuff and things. But the only thing history stuff is this is about the created for one race, for one game, and NASCAR stuff. And they said, oh, this is must to be the creation. But anyway, so because it's this, I think so nobody want to be over here because they prefer to go into Charlotte with the track series. So
I know, it's wild.
But at least the people are still around, and this is the main one we saw. We're gonna see actually in the week, because yesterday was the big one was 4.4. So today is 4.8 iRating on this track. So to be honest, not much. Sorry, I said Spanish something, but not much to say over here, and just like always in the speedways, super speedway, just try to survive. Don't change the tires in the pit stop, just so the fuel, and go to the end. So that's it. And try to don't move too much the wheels. So,
yeah,
because all the guys are gonna be and close everybody.
Well, there you see the conditions on the screen. It's not going to be a weather race, that's for sure. 78 degrees ambient, 80 degrees track temperature, 45 or 44% humidity, depending on what graph you're looking at, and a light winds out of the north. Right now, our wind meter is not correct. It's 3 miles per hour out of the north. Right now, we're only showing 1. Mostly cloudy. Believe it or not, this place does not have lights. You would think, being that it is a fictional racetrack and would have everything that everyone wants, it would have an infield road course that they would race on and lights here. But nope, it's just the oval, and you can only run it during the day. Well, that is it. Qualifying is done, and let's bring up today's starting lineup from iRacing, the Super Speedway. And there we go, get a better angle on the front stretch. And the muscle man, AJ, is the pole sitter. 238.9722 is his speed, and we're going to see him much faster than that in the race. On the outside is Trey Shadid. Right behind them is... make sure I'm getting all these names right. We've got a couple people in the lineup that we normally don't see, and this is one. Welcome to the top split, Dave Mitchell. He qualifies third on row 2 with Gonzo. Gonzo's back there in row 2 as well with the number 11, 238.4 for Gonzalo Romero. Back in row 3, 2 teammates, Estrada and Campbell with Rogue Racing. Back in row 4, then we got 2 more teammates. We got Jacob Collins and Clindy back in 7th and 8th. And the key thing here is watching Campbell and Clinworth, because they are fighting it out for 2nd and 3rd in the championship. Back in row 5 is Nick Houselander. And we see Mark Murphy making his appearance. And he's going to say he's old and slow, but he's qualified 10th. And he will definitely move to the front today here at iRacing Super Speedway. Moving on, is it Elijah Gilson back at 11th? Michael Newcomer in the outside of row 6. Stephen Lee back in 13th. Roman Zini 14th. And then we're going to have the 0 to first challenge, which it's no big deal. It's the iRacing Super Speedway where qualifying is just throw it out the window, really. It doesn't matter. Jacob Oster, who almost won our Triple Crown back in 15th with no speed. Right next to him is Zach Renker. Hopefully saying that right. Renker is going to be on the outside of row 8. Then we got Ryan Doucette. Hopefully again saying that right. Ryan is going to be on the inside of row 9, and PDF will join him on the outside of row 9. Alex Vandesant back in 19th. We know he could do the worst for first challenge, and so is Matt Taylor. He's in 20th. And then we have, what a last name, I love this, Connor Rockwood. The Rockwood Files back there in 21st. And Victor Cootie Mendez, someone that you're familiar with, as I've heard from our pre-race. Lewis, he is back in 22nd, and he will attempt the worst from first challenge. But that is your field today of 22 cars.
So the average time of Musselman, the lowest was 237 miles per hour, and the factor was 242 miles per hour on qualifying. That's the fastest top speed he did in qualifying. So this should be going 260 maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe more than that. That's a lot, to be honest. Let me calculate the other way.
We expect pit stops to happen right around lap 20. That is about halfway here. Only 120 miles today. 40 laps here at the 3 mile. Extremely high banks iRacing Super Speedway. We'll see how far they can go without causing a caution. I would hope that these guys with a 4.8 can pull it off. Here we go. Meme race number 1 of our doubleheader here to wrap up week 13 and the IndyCar Oval Series Championship for 2024.
As a normal, everybody try to keep a line.
Elijah Gibson starting from the pits. He's down on the apron right now. Single file down the backstretch, everyone being well behaved.
Okay, some people asking, I don't want to say the name, said we can do the bump draft over here.
No. The answer is no.
Well, they can figure it out by themselves, so they can, if you can do it or no. But for
3
sure, no,
wide, going into 1. That's Nick Houselander right there. No, that's, sorry, Zach Renker. Sorry, the couple names we're learning with new liveries. It is Musselman, Mitchell 2nd, Romanzini 3rd, Doucette 4th, Gonzo 5th. Oof. Someone slid right, was that Houselander? Slid right in front of Stephen Lee. I'm sure he liked that. 3 wide at the line. Doucette leads by a nose. Romanzini might come with him. Here comes Mark Murphy on the high side.
He put 250 miles per hour on that run, Murphy.
There you see the best lap so far in the race. We'll pay attention to that. Everybody's still in the same picture. Everyone's well behaved.
Just for now. I hope it's still there. So look at that, Stephen Lee. And that's it. So it's just only that wall. When you make it 3 wide, you can do nothing else. So I think the people, be careful of 4 wide. Okay.
Oh, Romanzini to the lead.
I think so. You need to save the fuel. Like you said, it's 20 laps each. Only one stop. Somebody go to the apron. And
that is AJ saying, I've had enough of this. I'm going to the back. He will slide back in line. Needs to get back up on the banking now. There you go.
The problem to going back is when your pit entry. You have to find somebody to help you. Always is better in this track to go in groups in the pit.
Three wide down the middle of the backstretch. Stephen Lee to the top, getting some lead time for the first time in a while here on the top split. Doucette, Murph, Romanzini, Mitchell, your top five. Connor Rockwood, he's brought the Rockwood files all the way up from sixth, from dead last actually. He's in sixth. He's up 15 spots. Gonzo 7th, Trace 8th, Rinker 9th, Antonio Estrada. Tony's back there in 10th. El Patron. Everybody staying in line. At Taylor, giving a little bit of draft help to AJ Musselman. I think he was, at least. He was making some wild moves on the front stretch. I want to watch someone that I know that's raced here before in this style of racing. Back in the old IRL, or excuse me, the RIL, the Revolution Indy League. They had a race here. 75 laps at iRacing Superspeedway. Went caution-free. Well, I was in that race, and so was this guy, Alex Vanessant, who led a good portion of it. I think he was nipped to the line there for a win there, but he's experienced a caution-free race. He knows how to save fuel here. As my cars have disappeared. That's okay. We'll come back. Here they are.
Oh, 4Y. Wow. And Mitchell going to the lead in 4Y.
It doesn't last long, as the bottom line is still the faster line right now. Murph to the front, but he is not going to lead the lap. And now we're going to go three wide. It is Murph, it is Mitchell, it is Romanzini.
Look at that Connor Rockwood. Back to the front, 16, 17, 18.
Yep, he's up on that. There he is right there. That's a black and yellow and white car right in the middle now. And that's right behind him is Doucette Tucks back in line. Look how small these cars are looking high from the stands here at iRacing Superspeedway. PDF up to 10th. Let's hop on board with one of these boys. Let's see. Let's go with Trace back at 7th. Trace right on the bottom. That's where you need to be. Watch the miles per hour. See if he lifts a little bit. I think he is. 234, 235, 236. Back to 234, 233. So he's feathering a little bit. He's saving fuel. Lap 9 of 40. Thanks for joining us, everybody. Make sure to subscribe to the channel if you've not done so already. Now he goes up to 6th gear. About halfway through this stint. We expect about 20 laps or so, give or take. Murph to the front now. Doucette 2nd. Connor Rockwood 3rd. Now 2nd. Doucette back to 3rd. Romanzini 4th. Dave Mitchell in 5th. A lot of new names that we haven't seen in the top split are up in the front battling it out right now. Regular series, their series regulars, a lot of our community regulars, they're in the back kind of biding their time.
So I think it's time to, for example, Brian Campbell going to the front, because actually it's going to the front because they have all of these guys have 10 laps for the pit stop, so they need to be on the front to have more chance to battle for the win.
Yeah, get into the pits. And hearing it might be tires optional. A tire change is optional here. We will see when they start going to pit road here in about 9 laps or so. Here we see a set of teammates. These are guys battling for second and third in the championship. And we will bring that up on the screen, the point situation coming into the final race of the season. There you see. And we'll get that other bug out of the way. Brandon Trost is going to be your champion for the Oval Fix Series in Season 4 2024. But Clindy and Campbell are battling out. Look how close that is. There's only 10 points separating those two coming into the final race. Trace Shadid, Pablo Diaz-Francis, your top 5. Back up to the front, we got a change of leader. Ryan Doucette is your leader now. We got some static cams here we could show you that. Yeah, here we go. Get a better. Yeah, look at on the outside of Lee there and Murph. Check this angle out. Oh, love that one. Yeah, I think Brian Campbell's idea was to play around for about 10 laps in the back, get the feel of this thing, and then go right to the front, and he did it in about 4 laps.
Now is it a good spot for the pits? For the pits party.
The pit party. Yeah, we think everyone, if we're going to go green, everyone's going to be coming down pit road about the same time. Love these angles. These cams supplied by Whiplash Sim Cams, and this is their beta for this track.
Pretty good. I start to watch now. Look like pretty good, actually.
I think a couple of drone cams, if you were to add those, would look real good here. Campbell is your leader now, trying to secure that silver medal for the championship this season. Doucette second, Trace Shadid third, trying to improve on his position there in the top 5 in the championship. Murph actually, I was looking at his stats for the series. He has the least amount of starts in the series. But he's in the top 10 in points, I believe. So quality starts all the way around for Mark Murphy. Dave Mitchell now falling back to 5th. Stephen Lee back to 6th. Pablo Diaz-Francis with his teammate Racing Gonzo now as they're side by side going into 1. I'm sure you don't really want to do that too much, racing your teammates, losing time. But Gonzo goes up to 7th. And we got PDF back in 8th. And Roman Zini back to 9th as he's starting to fall in line. I think he's trying to extend this run a little bit. And Zach Rinker back there in the bright pink Auto Nation livery is currently in 10th. That is your top 10 at the moment. Gonzalo Romero, Gonzo up to the front. We watched him take over the lead there.
I think the bet for Pablo is follow Gonzalo and go into the pit together, and then try to go to the end. I try to do like a no bump draft, but going close to have more
swap drafting.
More
Yeah.
Speed. Yeah.
Yep. You see also back there Oster and Van Nessant working together. Oh, Campbell blinking. Been a problem before. It wasn't a problem when he won the other night. Brian does a pretty good job in the booth. Here comes scheduled pit stops early for a lot of these guys.
Uh-oh.
Oh, whoa, so close. Rule 1 of racing your teammate, don't wreck them. Almost violated right there at the entry to pit road. But here come the necky teammates down to their spots. Hopefully they did not speed on pit road. Pit road does have a pretty, I call it liberal pit speed here in a very controlled world of 65 miles an hour.
They are clear.
Ooh,
clear.
Wow. And here comes Gonzalo PDF off pit road.
So no tires, just fuel to the end.
All right, we'll see if that saves him time. Looking at the
Pablo's
probably is, yeah, he is loose.
Gonzalo.
Okay, that is going to be a black flag.
Yeah. Oh no.
He's not going to be happy about that. And I tell you what, who's also not going to be happy about that, his teammate who's going to try to race him out of the pits. He's going to lose a partner here in about a half a lap.
You can wait at least maybe 2 more laps.
Yeah, I think you can do 5 laps to have to answer.
Oh,
yeah, he's coming immediately. Ouch. So here is the lead pack, and here comes Roman Zini down the pit road. Scheduled stop. There are the cones right there.
He went too sharp to the inside, Gonzalo, and almost he touched the grass, and that's why he lost the car.
Clindy actually provided us
Yellow
caution, yellow flag. Victor Victor Cooney.
This should be weighted.
Mendez.
Murphy.
And Murphy. And also we have Dave Mitchell. So Victor. Okay, let's go back in time, see what happened here. Victor is coming up off of, oh no. Almost gets, I think it got Trace Shadid as well. And yes, that is a danger coming up off of pit road up the speed here at the iRacing Super Speedway is getting back up on the banking because they are banked on the front straight, on the straightaways here. There is a bit of a transition, and if you do not give room, and you don't have to, there is no rule that says you have to yield to the car to the inside, and they force their way up, that's what happens, and that's exactly what happened right there.
Well, to be honest, if you don't run over here, well, he already have a 2 or 3 Victor anyways, but I didn't realize you have to wait a little bit more to leave that thing in between the bumping and the, so it's kind of tricky, the exit on the pit stop.
Well, that's going to be very helpful for all those guys that stopped a little bit earlier than 20 laps, as also going to be very helpful to all those that stayed out.
Do you remember what I said? I think wait at least for 3 laps, maybe, for Gonzalo.
Yeah.
Yeah. He lost 1 lap for that. So...
I forget the rules. If he's presented with the black flag, and maybe someone in chat can answer this real quick for us, but if you get presented the black flag and then in that 5-lap period a caution comes out, and when you come to pit road under caution, does that count or does it have to be answered under the green? I want to say it has to be answered under the green.
They should, well, I don't know. Good question. I never have that.
Yeah, if someone in chat knows, go ahead and let us know on that on the official rules here. I want to say you have to answer under green. Here we go, scheduled pit stops for everybody. And I was getting ready to say before the caution, Clindy, a little sideways in his box, he provided us here on P1 a little bit of a driver tutorial on the iRacing Super Speedway. You can find it on our channel as a regular video. And one of the things he said is it is pretty dangerous, pretty slick coming up the speed there on the bottom, on the apron, because there's no banking to hold on to you. And Brian Campbell waiting on pit road very long. I don't know why he's showing out of the car at the moment. Maybe he needs a break and just trust that he can catch back up. Yeah, he's out of the cockpit.
So looking for Gonzalo is going to make the welfare round. So he is come back to the contender. But do you think the tire is going to be a problem for him? Should be no.
No, for fuel?
No, tires.
No. I've heard hints at people saying that they weren't going to take tires. I would just throw on a new set of tires because you have to fill the tank up anyways, and to throw on a new set of tires is 5 seconds. I don't think you're losing any time. And again, somebody in chat who's raced one of these races already might want to tell me if there's a difference between if just going fuel only to get to the end or throwing on a new set of tires. My understanding is if you need more than 5 seconds worth of any work on your car, might as well throw on the tires because that's how long it takes to change them. So there we have Pablo Diaz-Francis is your leader, and Gonzalo is going to get the wave around, and he needs to hustle to get all the way back around and reach the back. And there he goes. And he's everything that he saved under caution is being wasted right here. And everybody up against the wall now. Pablo Diaz-Francis, EDF, looking for a win this season. He got a win earlier this season, I believe, when we visited Atlanta in our last doubleheader. So maybe he likes doubleheaders. He's not worried about fuel mileage. He's way up top for this whole entire lap.
I talked with him. I said, you have to stop to race too much. Just race couple to fight for the championship, because for all that good result he have it in all this season, it should be on the front road, on the front and on the top, over or maybe close to thrust. So
all right, here's Romero. He is joining the back of the pack here, so he's caught back up before they get to turn 3. We'll go back up front. Pablo Diaz-Francis is your leader. Stephen Lee second. Nick Hulslander. I hope I'm saying that right, Nick. He is currently third in the number 4. Zach Rinker, who is the second-ranked driver here in the top split. He is currently 4th, and Michael Newcomer currently 5th. So a lot of names we normally don't see in the top 5 and 3rd, 4th, and 5th we are wow. Kind of a disorganized lineup there. I wonder if maybe these stock car guys thought we're doing a double file restart. And here is Alex Van de Sant, VDS, up on the high side. He's been working with Oster. Oster right there behind him. Now there's Romanzini filling in the spots. And Alex is going to shoot the middle and go to the front.
I see the 4Y front on the back. I follow up. Gonzalo is going hell to the front. So now it's gonna be. I think it's still 6 laps. The people gonna be chill. So maybe on the last 10 or 5 laps. Well, Gonzalo knows do that. So it's going to the front. It's going close.
And we do have Mark Murphy here in the booth. He's up from the incident that took him out early, unfortunately. Mark, welcome to the booth. Led some laps, but definitely not the outcome you're looking for, at least in race 1.
No, it's not. It's unfortunate. It looked like those guys coming off the pit road there just weren't paying attention and decided to merge up into traffic. And I went back and looked. It's a 50-mile-an-hour closing speed. There's just no way you have any time to react.
That is, look at it. We're 3x3x3. It's like the first lap at 8,500, but at 250 miles an hour. You talked about that. One of the things that we talked about in the pre-race, and we've talked about it to a number of drivers who asked, what's it like to race here? Because I've actually been in a race here back in the RIL. And it's you've got to watch the closing rate here. These cars close so quickly, even more so, even more fast, even more with more pace than, let's say, people that come here on a regular basis in the trucks or Xfinity or in the Cup Series.
Yeah, it's pretty wild out there. So if you're, it's pretty wild out there. So if you're, if you're in map 1 and you get a good run on somebody, terminal velocity for the car out front is going to be about 239, 240. I anticipate if you put the speedo on somebody like, Zan or, AJ Musselman or somebody that really knows what they're doing, Pablo maybe, when they're getting that big run to come to the checkers, you're going to see low 260s. So it's you really got to mind it for sure. It's like I said, it's just unfortunate, guys coming off the pit road not paying attention and trying to merge up into the pack, and there's nowhere to go, and it's I feel bad for Black Magic and you, Gary, at P1, and Admin Box and all the fine people that support us, because they didn't deserve to run 20th today either. But that's the way it is.
Well, there's still another race to go here in a little bit if you want to make it.
Well, we got to do the Area 51 thing. So two of my favorite nerds, the Watchmen and Nerdwag, are waiting on us. We're going to go to Michigan, and that's a drafting contest.
Kind of do a bit of the same thing.
A little bit slower, a little bit more tame.
Yeah.
The tires actually wear out a little bit, so you're gonna have to actually drive the car there. But this is, it's fun if you got guys that know what they're doing, and certainly you've got 10 of them out there that do know what they're doing and do this regularly, and then you got some other guys that maybe don't run this car very much, or they're not as familiar with how it drafts. Like you said, NASCAR guys, trucks, Xfinity, Cup guys that just don't run the car very much, and they get really good ratings. But you can tell there's some guys that just don't quite get it. Like you see them, you see the stock car guys are always easy to pick out because they try to side draft this car, and you can't side draft this car.
Well, if you try to attempt to side draft, you might actually kick off a little net code there, and you don't want to do that. But you're welcome to stick around with us for the next 10 laps as we get a winner here. But currently watching Brian Campbell, who tried to make a run on the high side, wasn't working for him now, and now he's back to 12th on the bottom side. But Gonzalo Romero, Gonzo, has worked his way back up to the front from getting the wave around.
It's getting crazy. No, actually, he's in the lap, actually.
Yeah, he's on the lead lap.
But it's getting crazy, though.
Yeah, it's gonna. You can go from the lead to the back of this deal instantly. It's crazy the way the draft works. Watching, I'm a little bit behind. I left the session. I got to get back in it. But
it's going out. Somebody.
That's Trace.
Yeah, Trace did.
What happened with Trace?
Contact with Vandensan. He lost the nose. Sorry.
Actually, yeah, and there he goes. And that's just so easy to do, right? The other thing that you got to worry about here, and it looked like that could have been a little bit too Gary, is just netcode.
Yeah. No, that was actual contact. And Vandesan's nose is gone. I don't know if it's popped back into place.
No, it's not. But because it's draft, he can continue over there.
Wow, he's going to have a lot less downforce now. Is he going to get the meatball because of that?
So ordinarily a front wing would. Well, LG, and ordinarily just a front wing would not meatball you. So the problem is
it's safe, so he can continue anyways.
But is that actually does the sim actually equate that as less drag?
Yeah,
and make him faster.
It does.
Okay.
It does. There's.
Oh, look at Clindy. Clindy's gonna go 4 wide. Oh, right up the middle. Clindy's had enough time of waiting.
Yeah. The thing with that front wing though is, even though this track is not downforce sensitive at all, the cars are pretty stuck. If you lose the front wing, you're not gonna be able to turn it. Alex is doing a pretty good job, but it's going to be really rough to drive it.
It is PDF. Roman Zini, newcomer, is in 3rd. Stephen Lee Gilson is in 5th. Romero 6th. Doucette 7th. Campbell 8th. Holslander is in 9th. And Brian Campbell now 10th. Alex Vandesant is 11th, trying to hold on to this pack. as we have a one car, then a set of three side by side by side, and another row of three side by side by side. Now we got a set of 2 by 2 by 2 coming down the backstretch with 7 to go.
Gonna go another yellow flag. It's too, too nervous though. It's waving around. It's like I tried to do something, but it just follow the line.
Yeah.
But I see people going to the apron.
Yeah, a lot of these people that are not holding their line, and really the best thing for them to do is hold their line, see how it develops before jockeying around. And we see a lot of jockeying around mid straightaway.
Yeah, and that's something too you got to be really careful about netcode wise. The other thing is the apron on the last lap is going to become fair game here. It's the track's about 6 lanes wide anyway. Gary, I wouldn't be surprised to see an 8 wide finish here.
Look at that, Gonzalo and Pablo make the draft to going 1, 2. And Oster going to the front.
Yeah, and as you would expect, now the cream rises to the top as those that are making a kind of a first-time appearance here in the top split. They normally race like cup cars, trucks, or Xfinity, and they say, hey, IndyCar at iRacing Superspeedway, how hard can that be? Well, they're starting to go to the back as the series regulars are now coming to the front. As Randy Macho Man said, the cream always rises to the top. Yeah,
you got the necky guys on the bottom. You got Oster up there. You got Clindy. Looks like we're gonna have a lapper involved here. This could get really fun here.
And that is Victor Mendez, I think, out in front of this pack.
Oh, no.
And actually, Victor is a former Necky driver, if I understand right. So is he going to play nice for Necky, or is he not going to play nice for Necky?
Actually, it's not play. It's not racing anymore. It's just only when it says. I don't want to say
look
this.
how close! Look how close Doucette is to the wall.
Really close there.
I am really super surprised, guys, at Zant being able to hang in there with basically half of a front wing. That's pretty impressive. That car has to be driving like a dump truck.
AJ Musselman jockeying for position there in the mid-pack. Trying to find, we are 5 wide down the backstretch with still 5 to go. Romero, the leader, he edges out in front. Now he picks up his teammate, Pablo Diaz-Francis. Stephen Lee on the high side leading the second group. The third group led by Clinworth up on the third lane. Just above Clindy is Matt Taylor, bringing a group of 3 or 4 cars with him.
Oh no, Romancini!
Oh, Romancini's caught down on the apron. He needs to give it up. He can't. He can't do it. He can't do it.
He break. Oh.
Ay.
And that's what happens. And I think that might be race done.
That is not good.
Yeah, he went down to the bottom. He got forced down there, and no one has to lift you back up, and he needed the lift. And he was not lifting, and we could not watch it because I was watching the leaders. And he tried to make the turn wide. He tried to brake as he tried to get a little bit more racetrack there, and then he pops back up. Netcodes with the Captain Morgan. Was that Elijah Gibson? Yeah. Elijah Gilson, excuse me. And we are under caution, and I don't know if we're going to end that way, guys.
I would think so, Gary. There's 4 to go, so you need a lap, and then you need 2 laps, and then you need 2 laps for the pits, and then 2 laps to go. So I think we're done. That's unfortunate. And you know, look, I love Bruno to death, but you got to know that they're not going to let you back up with 4 to go, and it's unfortunate. Looks like Pablo's going to take home the win. Jacob's going to come second. Gonzalo third. Half a front wing, Alex, going to be 4th. How about that?
Half a front wing, Alex. The one wing angel out there, Alex. Coming home with the top 10. Looks like it's going to be Pablo Diaz-Francis, Jacob Oster, Gonzalo Romero, Stephen Lee with one of his best finishes in a while here on the top split. He'll come home 4th. Clindy 5th. And that's really going to help in the championship as Campbell is back at 11th. We'll go back and review him real quick. There is Clindy. Matt Taylor is in 6th as he made a late charge to the front. Perfectly timed. There is Alex Van de Sant in 7th. AJ Musselman started from the pole, goes back to managed to recover. He goes to the back and brings it home in the mid-pack at 8th. Antonio Estrada, he comes home with the top 10 and 9th. Ryan Doucette here in 10th. That is your top 10. Campbell, there he is. He will come home 11th. Connor Rockwood in the Rockwood Files, he is 12th. Newcomer, haven't seen him in a couple of races. He's in the top split there in that pink Victoria's Secret car. He is 13th. Olslander 14th. Zach Renker in 15th. Jacob Collins, probably like a better finish from where he finished. He raced a lot better than 16th. Elijah Gibson. God, I keep butchering his name. It's Elijah Gilson. Gary. Sometimes you have a name in your head and you just can't get it out. But he is going to bring home a very damaged race car in 17th with no front wing, no front nose, and a wobbly left front. Trey Shadid, who had a little bit of a moment coming off of turn 2, a little bit of a punterino, so to speak, from Alex Van de Sant. He's going to come home 10th or 18th. Roman Zini has gone ahead and disconnected. He will finish this session at 19th. Victor Mendez, he will come home in 20th. Mark, you're going to be 21st, and Dave Mitchell on pit road, he will come home 22nd. But I don't think we're going to see a sprint to the end here.
No, I mean, it's unfortunate too, because you want that moment, right? You want that photo moment with the guys 6 wide coming across the line, but you know, it's the racing here can be either really awesome or really frustrating. For Pablo and Jacob and Gonzalo, it's pretty awesome right now, and for me and Trace, it's pretty frustrating.
Right.
But it depends on where you finish, I guess. But full marks to Pablo. It's good to see him back, and it's good to see him running good. And I enjoy this series a lot more when Pablo is around, for sure. I didn't enjoy getting beat by him, but I enjoy the camaraderie when he's around. He's genuinely, so for those of you who don't know out there, maybe a little bit of the personality stuff. This race is very much like a private league, just because it's the same guys that run it every week, and we all know each other really, really, really well. And so it has that kind of ambiance and feel to it. Wouldn't you agree, Gary?
Yeah.
And so Pablo is definitely one of those characters that you enjoy being around and enjoy racing with. So good to see.
What are we doing out there, boys?
I think Pablo, with years, is getting more mature. I met him when he started IndyCar. It's not really good around next to you. So now it's getting more like a mine. And he told me one day, it really cost me a lot to try to clean my reputation because how I am. So good to hear that, and that is actually is happy to have a better reputation than before, though.
Yeah, and look, I mean, there's not any guy that normally runs this that I don't enjoy being around. It's just it's always fun to have another colorful character in the field, and Pablo is certainly that.
Now, if he wrecks doing this, he deserves what he's got coming to him. But
is that like the time I wrecked at Texas and handed him the win under caution because I was burning fuel or whatever? Yeah, they're having way too much fun bouncing the car up and down. That's for sure.
And getting the win, Pablo Diaz-Francis, Jacob Oster, Gonzalo Romero, your podium here for race 1 of our end-of-season doubleheader here at the iRacing Superspeedway. And I got to tell you, the racing was kind of wild out there, but it could have got a lot more wild if we were kind of building up to it, and it didn't get that way for us.
You know, for fun, you guys could go do the second split for the next time slot, because I guarantee you that'll be a lot more wild.
Oh.
All right. We will let you go, Mark. Thanks for joining us, man. Sorry for the Less than stellar finish in this one. We know you'll make it up, but I was telling everybody, though, you have kind of like the lowest number of starts in the top 10, which means that all your starts, for the most part, are super quality starts. So congrats on that, and go have fun at Area 51, would you?
Yeah, we'll give it a shot, man.
All right, that's Mark Murphy. He's going to have a top 10 finish here in the IndyCar Oval Series final standings. We'll bump him down for waiting to interview. Bring up the points one more time, and then we will show you the final standings here for today, just so we can give you an idea, once again, of the points coming into today's race. There you see Mark in the top 10 right there, and he's going to finish in the top 10. And actually might actually get enough points to sneak ahead of King Robert there for 9th. We shall see. But quality starts there for Mark. And let's take a look at today's final standings here. For race 1 of 2. Pablo Diaz-Francis with the win under caution. Jacob Oster 2nd. Gonzalo Romero, your top 3. Stephen Lee 4th. Glendy 5th. Taylor 6th. Alex Van de Sant with the one wing. The one wing angel. The number 7 finishes 7th. Lucky number 7 today. AJ Musselman, your pole sitter, comes home 8th. Antonio Estrada 9th. And Ryan Doucette in 10th. Brian Campbell 11th. Connor Rockwood 12th. Newcomer in 13th. Holslander in 14th, Rinker 15th, Jacob Collins 16th, Elijah Gilson, we'll get it right, 17th, Trey Shadid 18th, Roman Zini 19th, and Victor Mendez in 20th. And bringing home the tail end of the field, unfortunately, is Mark, who just joined us. Thank him again for graciously coming up to the booth and talking us through those last 10 laps or so. And Dave Mitchell in 20 seconds. And let's go ahead and bring up Gonzalo Romero. Is that him?
Yes.
Tito?
It is. Yes,
okay,
it is.
all right. We will bring him up. And we will put the music on hold because we were going to need that again. And let's queue up some replays here real quick. And then we'll bring up Gonzalo just momentarily here. And let's get that one. There we go. Get that off. Do this. Let's bring up Gonzalo Romero. Gonzalo Romero, congratulations, sir. Welcome to the first time in the booth here at P1, and welcome to the podium here at the iRacing Superspeedway. Quite an adventuresome race for you. You had to drive all the way around, a lap down, to get back on the lead lap, and you come home 3rd. Congratulations. Talk about your race.
Oh, thank you so much. Yeah, I make a mistake in the outside outside lap from the pit stop, and I have a black flag. I have a drive-through penalty, but I was a very lucky guy because
yes, you were
in the next lap. Yeah, man. But was okay. I like this track. It's my second race in this track because I bought yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
I like it. It's good. It's very competitive.
Well, yeah. Once you got the wave around, which you had to hustle, by the way, to get back to catch the rest of the field. First of all, were you going to have enough fuel to get to the finish? And second of all, was the plan then just to attack right off the bat and just push and get back up to the front?
Yeah. So yes, I see. I have a also the track is very good here. On if you driving with the map 1 on the 6-1 ARB, the car is very fast, and I see the place to go into the front. I say, yeah, okay, we can try, and I look at the place and I go to the front. It was not complicated, but it's okay because Pablo helped me to give me space when I can go in the inside line, he helped me, because if you stay in the outside line alone, the car is too slowly.
Yeah.
Also, you don't can stay faster within first man, but because the first is faster than the outside line. What I see in this track.
Well, you definitely drove it like you stole it today. Congratulations on the win. And some people will say they'd rather be lucky than good any day. And actually, you were a little bit of both today, lucky and good. So welcome to the podium here, finishing third. Any shout outs, any friends, family, sponsors you want to say hi to before we let you go so you can prepare for the next race?
Well, I don't know what can I say. It's my first time here, and I am very happy for them their place. I hope I go back in another race. No?
All right. Well, hopefully we'll see you in the next race, which will be at about an hour from now. We'll green flag at 9:15, and we'll be broadcasting it then. So get some rest, and we'll see you at the next one. Congratulations.
Sorry, Gary. Maybe he doesn't understand what he asked you. Te estaba preguntando si quiere decir algunas gracias, algo, a alguien.
Yes, I can say thank you, my mother, because he look at me. No,
yeah.
He's not sleeping, and you, and for the ¿cómo se dice? Por toda por vosotros que la hacéis muy bien
for all the broadcasting we do it, and thank you for that.
Oh, no problem. No problem.
What else? ¿Qué más?
Ya, eso. No.
Okay, I asked him for the team, and he said, "Nah, I don't want to say thank you for the team." So,
well, it was a good team day. Well, Gonzalo, congrats, man. We'll catch you in the next race.
A long run. Thank you so much. Have a good day. Thank you.
Bye-bye. You just love people that make the podium for the first time. They always seem so happy. But here's a guy that we'll bring back up here. Here's Jacob Oster, who's a regular on the podium here for our broadcast. P3 here today. We were expecting meme race. We got a little bit of a meme race, and I think the meme race was going to develop if we went green flag to the end, but it didn't work out that way. And unfortunately, you were just in that P2 spot when that caution came out and didn't really have a chance to fight for the lead. But talk about your race. You were kind of patient. You were back in the front for really the first 10, 15 laps, and then pit stops happened. You came forward.
No, Alex and I and AJ had a plan, but it's another race. I finished second under caution, but it's whatever. It's a fun time. I was like 8th at the start finish line. I'm just happy that I lived and that I can go do some other stuff.
Well, any other shout outs, friends, family, sponsors you want to say hi to before we let you go? Sounds like you've had enough today.
No, I need to go to Walmart. Just thanks everyone at I5G for the pro season. It's over, so now we can relax. And thanks for Alex for running with me today and in Discord. It was a fun time. We had a plan, and I think it would have worked really, really well if we had gotten a chance to execute on it. But it happens.
Well, on behalf of the community members, we do want to congratulate you on your effort in the Pro Series, and it's good to see you back here racing in the Oval Series every now and then. Go ahead and get that run, the Walmart, taken care of, and we'll catch you at the next race sometime next season whenever we see you back on the grid.
All right, thank you guys. Have a fun next race.
We shall. See ya. And, LGN went down to the waiting for interview, so we'll bring him back up with Pablo Diaz-Francis, our winner. We bring up Pablo now? Okay.
Here, yeah.
All right. Pablo, thanks for sticking around and joining us in Victory Lane. Congratulations on the win, although it was via caution, but you were up at the front all race long today. It should also be pointed out, I think I mentioned the last time we had a doubleheader, which was at Atlanta. You won the opening race of that one, too. So what is it with you and doubleheaders?
Hey, good evening. Well, I don't know how to explain this race. It's just pure luck. I'm sorry if you were waiting for a spectacular explanation of the race, but it was just luck.
Well, just I was telling your teammates, sometimes some people say they'd rather be lucky than good any day, but you were lucky and good today, really, both you and your teammate for that most part. It was a great day for you and the team.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we had like a strategy at the pit lane, but Gonzalo got a black flag because he's an idiot. Um, Luckily for him, yellow came out, so he could recover his lap. At the end, I just want to be at front to burn the most fuel I could. So to the last 2 laps, car is a bit faster with less fuel.
Yeah.
So for safety reasons, we decided to stay in the first 2 rows. Yeah, in the last second, I saw Bruno in the apron. Gonzalo told me, "I'm not gonna lift. If he wanna wreck me, we will wreck. I'm not gonna lift." Man, he cannot do that. He cannot do
right,
that.
exactly.
He cannot do that. If we wanna wreck, we'll wreck.
Right.
So I know a yellow will come out because he cannot stop the car. I know what's gonna happen, so I was full throttle. I'm praying for the yellow, and yellow came out, and I won. I guess.
Well, we were explaining during the race to everybody that when you go down there, nobody has to let you back up. Just because you go down to the apron, nobody has to say, "Oh, I got to yield to that guy to let him back up." So he kind of put himself into a box that he couldn't escape there, and
it's your responsibility to go back to the track safely.
Yeah. And your strategy just to pin him down there, ultimately, I think, is what kind of got you the win. So congrats on that. And I agree with you. I mean, when you go down to the apron, you live by the sword and you die by the sword, right? You go down to the apron so you can try to pass somebody late in the race. But if you can't pull that pass off, you're stuck down there. So what do? You either lift or you wreck. And that's what happened. So
there's no reason to do that with 4 laps to go.
Right, exactly. So we definitely agree with how you kind of approach that last lap there. So congrats on the win. Good to have you here back in victory lane. Anybody you want to shout out to, say hi to before we let you go?
Yeah, and first, is there double header tonight?
Yes, double header. So there's another one after this.
Just realized that's why Luis told me, "You gonna race next one?" I mean, why should I race this again?
Finish the night perfect, yeah.
Then probably I have to race. It's my obligation.
Well, we'll see you. We'll see you in the next one. Do you have any shout outs? Anybody want to? You have any shout outs? Anybody want to say hi to? Sponsors?
Yeah, to my team always, Negi Racing team. They wasn't even spotting because who wanna spot this?
Right.
And congrats to Gonzalo, and that's all. Thank you for the streaming, like always, Gary.
No problem. It's good to have you back here, and maybe we'll see you in the next race. But congratulations on the win here at the iRacing SuperSpeedway Race 1.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. All right. And that is a very happy victory lane. Jacob had to go to Walmart, so he needed to get out of here quickly. But your thoughts on the first race before we head off to this intermission, Luis?
Well, I already mentioned it's gonna be one more yellow, but not like that. I didn't expect that. So Romancini, it's not the kind of we expected that. That's why it's not good to have this kind of tracks around, because always is happen this kind of thing. So that's unfortunate. So Neki team in the podium, good for that. Ulster back to the front like expected to. Also, actually Gonzalo, no, only Gonzalo started on the front, top 10. The other ones, Pablo and Ulster went front, back to the front. So for now, we have to wait for the standings. What happened with that? Because if it the second race we're gonna stream in is a big one, like we saw today, should be dangerous for Clendy to have the second place in the championship. So we have to see what happened up there, and just maybe after 10 we can figure out if they have it. That, because I think this race, maybe this soft is gonna be the last one, big one for the week. So I think I don't expect it to see big stuff around on this week. So yep, good race. Was race. Good excited. Pablo Gonzalo getting crazy around, and I'm very lucky for him.
And
So,
actually, we
let's see
see
what
in chat, Bruno says has apologized to everyone. He kind of knew that he escaped the level of sanity trying to get that win there, trying to get to the lead.
Yeah, but unfortunately, so it is happens. I hope the people don't get mad about that, and also for Murphy, I'm gonna put that on on Victor. He maybe didn't know about that variation. So you know what you see straight,
Yeah.
It's like everything is straight, but I think so he doesn't know about that straight is still still oval. So that's that disadvantage to race in this kind of created oval on the game.
Yeah, and you have to practice. I mean, it looks so simple, right? It's just a 3-mile paperclip high-banked oval, and you would never think that you need to practice pit ins and pit outs here. And you have to do that, otherwise that's when the mistakes happen. We saw one driver recover from it, but another driver not recover from it, and wrecked 2 others in the process. So that is going to be it for race 1. So what we're going to do here is we are 20 minutes past the hour here. So we're going to take about a 10-minute break, and then we'll come back and we'll see who we have here in the booth, and maybe we'll do a little mini podcast. If not, we'll just extend the intermission with the music playing, and then we'll pick it back up for the 9:15 race. But do not go anywhere. We're not stopping the stream. We're going to keep it going here. So just a reminder, we'll be back on probably about 9 o'clock or so for sure. Maybe even a little bit after that, but for the 9:15 race. So we're not going anywhere. So neither should you. Just stay with the stream rolling. We'll pick up this second race here very shortly. So that's going to be it for this race 1. Pablo Diaz-Francis gets the win. Jacob Oster on the podium for his last race of the season. And Gonzalo Romero finishes third. We'll stand by for race 2 here of the Tuesday night top split here in the IndyCar Oval Series. We'll be right back. back after a little bit of a break here to do the intermission here of the intermission podcast. We were just talking about things with the. I'll just Damn, there we go. What the lineups look like for next season for the NTT IndyCar Series, and some of the big news that have happened this week. One of which is Tag Heuer renews with the series. So that's good. More money added to the series for sponsors. That's good. We recently saw a lot of the recent crossover between IndyCar and NFL on Fox, where they have showed and debuted Will Power's car for 2025, and it's going to be red with white side pods. It kind of reminds me of the old Meyer livery from the IRL days. Also, looking at the car head on kind of really reminds me of a former Target Chip Ganassi look with the yellow pinstriping there. But it looks slick. It's a different look. Obviously, it looks from the original. Look at it really quick. It kind of really reminds you of Joseph Newgarden's shell livery that he has won at Indy in the last 2 years. Former Super Bowl winner Michael Strahan will be the pace car driver for the Indy 500. Interesting choice. But the Corvette will be the pace car again for the Indy 500. Stingray Robb is going to return. He's going to be racing at Yukos Hollinger. We have not heard, and we were talking about this off air just a moment ago, we have not really heard about what the future of Grosjean is. But I was saying, and I think you might agree with me a little bit, Lewis, he might not be the best driver on every given Sunday, but he brings a lot of eyeballs and worldwide attention to the IndyCar series, and I hate to see that go.
I met a lot of French people in New Zealand, and they complain a lot, and they cry a lot. So I really hear too many cries on Grosjean. So I remember when it was in Andretti, he talked a lot. He's complained a lot.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Maybe they don't like that. Like you said, it's making a lot of eyes around. Could be good to have somebody over here around. But with that attitude, the American people is really, really chill out. We are not like the Formula people, Formula One. Like, for example, I hear Sonoda, Yuki Sonoda, talking about, hey, what about my car? Blah, blah, blah. Hey, you must chill out. So I am the guy to give you the information, but it's like a Grosjean is here. It's like blah, blah, blah. And the other guy is like basically shut up and just do what I said. That's why he's getting out for Andretti. But we mentioned about the money, but I don't believe it. He maybe have a lot of more than that. I don't know how it went to the Formula One, but
well, there's still
big loose over
there's still 3 open seats, according to the graphic that was released on the 22nd from the NTT IndyCar Series.
Or maybe he asking for too much for
maybe we see him return back to Dale Coyne, where he had a reasonable bout of success with.
I hope it's still around in the IndyCar, because like you said, it's getting no, I hope it's gonna happen in the top ones. Like I know Juncos is not top in the IndyCar, it's top in the Pro or the NXT Pro or in the whatever is going on there, because it's Ricardo's started with that. So in the Pro Mazda before, he got many championship in Pro Mazda, but it's getting in there and that. But I think maybe it's because the money he asking Grosjean, that's why he's getting surprised why is not Grosjean in 2025. He saved a lot of money for the team for sure. He got 4 in Laguna Seca. good points over there. But I don't know. It's very good loss for the IndyCar.
I thought that team was starting to gel, Yukos Hollinger, and I mean, that's the impression I mean with him and Connor at the end of last season. I thought they were doing a real good job, and they kind of hit the reset button a little bit, bring on Stingray Robb, which is okay. I know my friends over at FP1 Will on his channel will love that. But there is still an open seat there, so maybe we see either Connor fill that seat, or we see Grosjean there, or we see Grosjean at Dale Coyne, or there's a third seat at Rahal Letterman. Now, I was kind of joking before with you before we went back to live. Is like, you know, take the last 2 years of how Rahal Letterman performed at the Indianapolis 500 and kind of throw those out. I would say that would have been a pretty high tier seat. I mean, Graham, go back and watch the 2021 Indy 500. Graham was in a position to do very well that race. He was going to probably, if he wasn't going to win the race, he was looking at a top 5. And the kind of the start and then the downfall of what you kind of see going on at RIL is, or RLL, excuse me, is, you know, one crew member didn't tighten on that lug, and the wheel flew off, and he smacked the wall, and it's been kind of downhill for Graham ever since then. I mean, he did okay at the Indy GP and all that stuff, but it hasn't been the same, and that's unfortunate. And I think as a result, that whole team has kind of suffered, and I don't really consider it a top team now. And in fact, you kind of look at how the NTT IndyCar Series PR guys did on Twitter, and they released a graphic back on November 22nd of the 2025 team lineup. And at the very top, you have Ganassi, Penske. The next row down, you have Andretti, McLaren. The middle, you have Foyt and MSR. And then down toward the bottom, you have Prima, the new team, and Ed Carpenter. And then at the very bottom is Yukos Hollinger, Dale Coyne, and Rahal Letterman. And it's almost like the NTT IndyCar Series PR guys have ranked these teams in tiers. Like, here's our top tier guys, Ganassi and Penske. Here's the next tier guys, which we could definitely agree with. It's going to be McLaren and Andretti. And then here's everybody else. I don't think they meant to do that, but it actually works out that way.
Yeah, it's like I'm gonna put in the scene Formula One. So always is Ferrari top for sure. We're talking about, you said Andretti, also Penske is Penske, and Chip Ganassi is on top. So it's like a Ferrari on the top. But always is McLaren. But at some point McLaren is going down because the performance is like a same for Rahal. It's very strong on that time, in the time on between 2013 to maybe 22 or maybe 21, when I think it was strong on, wasn't 15, 16 when Rahal finished on 4th and 5th on the championship. But it's not very good. So I really saw it. The guy have a really, really good strong performance and thing. But the car is the problem. And it's like Ricardo mentioned one day, you see the people like McLaren or Chip Ganassi or Penske, they have many stuff to make the one race. They can make multi setup in maybe 2 weeks. He said, we have to only one machine to make 1/3 on the setup. That's why. So we have to play in the moment, in the progress. So that's why we cannot be close with all of these guys now, because they have the alliance for the McLaren after where they have a Carapino happen with all that mess.
Yeah, they lost that.
It's going down. Yeah. So that's the problem. So that's unfortunately for that. And what you said, Rahal is like a legacy, is from 18. So the team is from R13.
Yeah.
So, and also have some of them in the Indy Pro and things. But I don't think they can compare with the low team. But the IndyCar is kind of crazy. It's like it's not like a Formula One. It's like always Red Bull, like a Red Bull before in 2005. It's like a nobody, and then some point it's like a many multiple championship anyways around. But you cannot put that people over there. I don't know. The IndyCar is kind of crazy. Like I said, you can go the first and then some point going on the back, and then and in the end of the race you win the race. So the guy was third or first win the race. It's happened with Palou many times in the championship. So that's why he won the championship. There should be no win the championship because we have a lot of people around,
Right.
to win the ovals and things. So I don't know. It's kind of mixed. I don't know what's happened next this season, but. Kind of, I don't know. It's weird.
Well, let's
start out here. Sorry.
Go ahead.
There?
What's that?
Oh, hello, guys.
There is.
Hey, Antonio Estrada, the boss, has joined us. Joining us for this podcast portion of the broadcast. We were just talking about the 2025 NTT IndyCar lineup, but I was getting ready to ask. I'm looking at Andretti now. Do we think this is Colton Herta's last season?
Well, if you look at the news, you're gonna have GM joining Formula One, and they want an American driver. So you can take your own conclusions there. I mean, it's probably gonna depend on if he can, secure enough super license points so that he can get it. But I can imagine that they're gonna be pushing for him.
Yeah, I don't imagine who else they would. I mean, there's a whole bunch of other Americans in the kind of the Formula One feeder program. None of them that I can really think of right now off the top of my head, but because I'm not a big Formula One guy, but I would hate to see Colton go away because he's going to be a contender here in IndyCar. I don't care what you say with GM; they're going to be back at the back of the pack for the first 2-3 seasons at least.
100%.
I mean, he's going to go over there, earn a lot of bank, but I think he's going to hurt his driving reputation overall. And maybe he wants to say, "Hey, I want to put it on my resume." I just don't want to see what happened to him what happened to Andretti, because I know Andretti at the peak of his career goes over there and just has a crap season, and then he comes back kind of crawling to IndyCar. And he, just to get back into IndyCar, he had to, take an open seat with Chip Ganassi. I don't want to see what happened with Andretti happen to him, and I would hope Andretti would be in his ear, but I would be sad to see Colton go to Formula One. I mean, maybe not so much Pato. I think Pato going over, if he goes to McLaren and gets in a competitive McLaren car, he'll do well over there. But I don't want to see someone that's among the leaders in IndyCar, and then everyone's like, well, an old IndyCar driver, that's why he's not doing well in Formula One, because outside of Jacques Villeneuve, we don't have a lot of success when we go from IndyCar over to Formula One, but it seems to be a lot of success when they go from Formula One to IndyCar.
Yeah, but I mean, on the other hand, you have the guys that they have raced in Europe all the time, so it's gonna be a mountain to surmount for whoever actually makes it there. I mean, even if it's Pato or Colton, they're really good drivers, but they haven't raced in Europe. I mean, well, they did, but long time ago.
Long time ago, yeah.
So it's just not the same thing. And like you said, they're GM, Cadillac, whatever, they're going to be slow no matter what. So, yeah, I don't know. I would rather not lose either of them, honestly. And, maybe somebody that could take that seat that has shown a lot of interest. Well, that's your current champion.
Yeah, Alex. And I think he has a good shot at possibly winning another championship. He's in some pretty exclusive company here. I'm going to open up another tab and bring it over to my other screen here. Of other three-time winners, three-time champions at IndyCar history. See if I can find that list real quick. Also, while I'm looking that up, also saw in the news that we'll go back over here to back to Racer. I think this is a big deal. Cannon joining Prima as head of engineering. He was a former technical director at Foyt. And remember how well Foyt has done the last couple of seasons. And a lot of that is because of the relationship with Penske. But losing your technical director after coming off arguably your team's best season in ages, I don't think I want to go into a season, without my technical director, my season technical director with me. I think that's a big loss for Penske. I think that's a big loss, not just for Penske. I think it's a big loss for Foyt, even though I think Foyt did a really good job at getting really two good drivers to fill his seat. I think signing Centino was good. Re-signing Centino was good. And getting David Malukas was an absolute coup. I think... another man's trash, McLaren is another man's treasure for AJ Foyt.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, the signings that they got are really, really good. But yeah, for sure, you can't build a team only through the drivers, right? Like Cannon and those guys, well, they have all that know-how, and even further, now they have a little bit of know-how of how Penske works. So, big win for Prima. That's gonna set him up for success. Hopefully, I don't think that they're gonna be at the bottom of the field.
No.
Maybe at the very beginning, because it's gonna be, a rude awakening. But as the season progresses, I think that they're gonna become, not necessarily fighting for wins, but at least they're gonna be in the top 10. So yeah, looking forward to that.
Well, and you saw what Callum Ilott could do. We put him in a decent car. He had some decent performances when he was filling in actually for David Malukas kind of earlier in the season. And then, I mean, you can't just be a Ferrari test driver and not be good. And that's Robert Schwartzman. I got to imagine that he's probably going to look and see who all the rookies are out there. I got to think that he's probably in the catbird seat for Rookie of the Year for 2025. I mean, there's not a lot of rookies right now, and we still got 4 seats to fill. But I would say he's the leader going into the 2025 season for Rookie of the Year.
Yep, 100%. What do you think, Luis?
About Schwartzman and Prema, is there good step for I don't want to say this, maybe Ferrari and the IndyCar, because it's very close. So and also mix of the stuff about the actually Prema is really they won many championships on the GP2, now Formula 2, GP3, some of them, and also the women's academy. Anyways, so I don't, like you said, it's gonna be maybe couple races. It's gonna be like a slow, and then it's gonna be coming up. I don't see Schwartzman in the ovals performance. He need to, maybe it's happened with this guy Grosjean the first time when he's in the oval. It's like I don't want to race in oval because it's kind of dangerous. And then next year it's like, okay, I'm gonna do it. And same for.
And he was surprisingly good, Grosjean, when he tried it at Gateway. That was his first oval, and
he was real good.
He was doing some moves that folks were not doing. He was going like a group and a half above everybody else and making moves. So yeah, you never know.
He was definitely the new Mr. Excitement on the ovals, that's for sure.
But I like the thing is Prema over here to make more excited this championship. It's like at least IndyCar make open mind to bring more people. Not like a Formula One. It's like no, just only we are 10 teams and that's it. We cannot bring any more.
Right.
So it costs a lot to Cadillac to bring going to Formula One, and maybe it's I'm gonna come back to Pato Ward. So maybe Pato Ward is going to Cadillac because he's in the IMSA also.
Well, and he's also a Chevrolet driver, whereas Colton Herta is a Honda driver.
Yeah, so I don't know. I figured out because
And Checo is pretty much on his way out, I would hope.
I think they said that he is done. I think they now said they're not going to re-sign him. I saw something pop up on my phone about it yesterday, so I think
too many. I think it's about Checo. They already signed it for him.
Okay.
For the next couple years. So if they decide to resign him, the Red Bull have to pay a lot of money to him. So maybe they want to wait for next year to kick out and put somebody else in there. But yeah.
I mean, he's bringing a lot of sponsorship.
Yeah, actually, yes, it's a lot. Actually, he signed it. Somebody said that Red Bull lost like a lot of money for this year.
Right, for losing the Constructors' Championship, they lost hundreds of millions of dollars, but they don't mind because Checo is bringing that and more through the sponsorship. So yeah, I can imagine that those same backers will want to have a Mexican driver, and that could make the push happen for Pato. I just selfishly don't want him to go there because I prefer him in IndyCar.
Another name that's not in IndyCar right now that's surprisingly not on a team is Rinus VeeKay. He lost a spot with Ed Carpenter. Do we see Rinus VeeKay in one of these 4 open spots that are left? I would take him. That's a lot of experience. And that's a lot of experience starting up front in Indianapolis as well.
I'm not sure, man. I like Rinus, but I think that he, it went down a little bit for him with this last season where he was mainly invisible. Like, you wouldn't even notice him on track. And not because anything that he did, it's just that the cars were not up to speed. But I think that really hurt his value, quote unquote, in the market. And he's also a little bit accident prone, especially at Indy.
Now, is the car not being under him, is that necessarily his fault, or is that an underperforming Ed Carpenter team, which had a shot in the arm over the off season with a new partial owner that brought some big sponsorship dollars back into the fold? Money is speed in IndyCar racing, so that should help Ed Carpenter. But do you think that maybe his dip in performance just happened to coincide at a time where Ed Carpenter's team was dipping in performance as well?
Yeah, I think so. And, the optics of it is that at the end of the day, he's the one that's not performing. And it's not necessarily true. But everything kind of is like a perfect storm, quote unquote, against him. And I don't think that somebody's going to be looking for him. If they want another young driver, they're probably going to look elsewhere. That's just my thoughts.
no, that's fine. So the team lineups that so far, it's Simpson, Dixon, and Palou for Ganassi. I like that. That's a good lineup. Although I'm surprised that Simpson's still there over Armstrong, who won Rookie of the Year. So even if you win Rookie of the Year, it doesn't really guarantee you your seat still. You're going to get moved around. And I guess MSR now has that relationship with Ganassi. Penske, Newgarden, McLaughlin, Power. I think Joseph is probably the first driver in a long time that really has a shot for going 3 straight at Indianapolis, provided that no one decides to take him out sometime during the race. But I think he has a real big shot. I think the lineup at McLaren is really good. Pato, Nolan, and Christian. I think that's really, really good there. The Andretti lineup. Colton, Kyle, and Ericsson. But I gotta keep in mind though. I mean, how much Colton's head is it going to be in the game all season long, and how that will impact the rest of the team. Marcus had an awful season, and with his first season with Andretti, it started off okay, but then it really kind of plateaued out for him when he wrecked at Indianapolis, and I don't think his season really recovered from that point. I do like the AJ Foyt team. I think Santino and Malukas is a good pairing. I think Felix and Marcus over at MSR is a good pairing. I think I agree with you guys. I think Prima is going to have a pretty decent first season with Schwartzman and Eilert. And I was looking at Wikipedia here, and I did not know that Schwartzman is Israeli. So I think he'll be the first Israeli driver to ever qualify for the 500. So that's going to be pretty cool. I I got to believe that this is Alexander Rossi's last opportunity in IndyCar. Other than that, he's going to be a Indy-only driver. I'm willing to bet if he doesn't do well at Ed Carpenter. I think this is his last stop. Do you guys agree?
100%. But again, it's not going to be necessarily his fault because Ed Carpenter's team is a little behind the other guys.
Yeah.
Like Indy, like the Indy social media alluded to, that there are a little bit of a ranking there, and unfortunately, they are kind of at the bottom of the totem pole.
I think yes, it should be the last one. I think I know you win the Indy 500 long time ago, but then what? So almost he got the championship in 2018, I think, so something like that. So I think so. This should be the last one. At least he took him. No, I said two, maybe two. He must do maybe. Okay, this is the first for the car. So let's see. Maybe we can working for the next year. So I think so. I gonna count like 2 more years this season. Next one, if it's not good to the next one, it's gonna happen with the same for Canapinos. Like okay, I'm gonna give you 1 year to adapt it with the car and see what's happened. Even if Rossi know about the car, everything, but next year you have to have the result for us. So that's why we bring you over here.
And then down on the bottom here for the graphic, and I've just covered up the graphic, sorry, but Stingray Robb secured one of the 2 seats at Yukos Holliger's. Second seat still open. Both the seats at Dale Coyne are still open, and one of the 3 seats at RIL are still open. We have a number of Valtteri Bottas has been tossed around, although I think he said that he would be interested, but I don't think anyone is interested in maybe paying for him, I think. That's about the only other name that I've heard of lately. I talked about Rinus VeeKay. I have not heard his name for a while either. So I'm not sure kind of what's going on with these other seats. But I think it would be good for Dale Coyne to kind of stop the driver of the week, which they had for a lot of the season, and decide on somebody that they're going to put in the car all the time and focus on. And so I really hope that, one, if not both the drivers that Coyne gets are going to be full-time drivers. But I mean, that's the thought. We'll see as we get closer. We're less than 90 days away from St. Pete, guys. We're 89 days. It was 90 days yesterday. We're 89 days away from the start of St. Pete. So that's not a lot of time for these teams, especially if they're still trying to get sponsor programs and everything together and get new drivers out there. And on top of that, we have a whole host of other drivers that are just going to be Indy only, like Castro Neves and Marco, and we don't know where Connor's going. Who else out there that we're going to see at Indianapolis? Probably only
could we see
Hunter Ray? Hunter Ray?
Yeah, Hunter Ray. I don't know if Sato is going to drive again.
Let's see. Let's not forget about Kyle Larson. He'll be Indy only.
Oh yeah, for sure.
So there's still some other drivers out there. I think Castro Neves is for sure slotted in for that Indy only spot. Andretti Global has a TBA still open on their team, but I gotta believe that's going to be Marco again, unless everyone's finally just like, yeah, we're giving up on Marco.
maybe Dreyer and Reinbold come back. I mean, they usually have good cars. I think.
Yeah, that's Dreyer Reinbold with Cusack Motorsports, and they got Ryan Hunter Ray.
And maybe Stefan Wilson if he gets.
If he gets the money, yeah, for sure. Good to see. Kat, see if we can see. I know she has the Elf money still with her. Hopefully to see her back. So yeah, it's going to be a pretty exciting. There's definitely going to be bumping for the 500, and for the sake of Rahal Letterman, they don't want to be in it anymore. They've been on the bubble the last 2 years. They got to be getting tired of that stuff.
I sure would.
Also saw something in the news talking about McLaren was their team manager was saying that well, first of all, I think they fired their, or not fired, they let go, I think is kind of the word, their American director. But I haven't heard if there's maybe I'm wrong there. I don't think I've heard of a replacement for him. But one of the things that Zach was talking about is needing to expand the schedule to the Northeast United States before going overseas. And the example given was Surfers Paradise, which I'd love to see IndyCar go back to Surfers Paradise for sure. But I would love to see IndyCar return to the Northeast. And really, that's only open opportunity for kind of 2 tracks unless you have a street race up in there. Everyone seems to forget the debacle in Boston that tried to happen. But that opens the door for Watkins Glen again and Pocono. I don't know if we'll see Watkins Glen again on the schedule because of its relationship with NASCAR. But Pocono is still out there. But there's still people saying, I don't want to go back to Pocono until they get those fences taken care of.
Yeah, I mean, racing is dangerous, and Pocono is just a fast track. It just happened to have those really freak accidents that.
I agree. I totally think that those were freak accidents, irregardless of the fence. I think they were freak.
Yeah, but one thing that I find pretty cool is that Zach Brown has really been like an advocate of the series. Like he has been very vocal about trying to improve on it, and that's very, very cool to see.
And we got about 7 minutes here before we get to the next split. Let's see, other news from IndyCar on Racer. Let's see. Brown joins Yukos Hollinger as a technical director. That's good. China Beach revamp among other track alterations at Mid-Ohio. That's good. Mid-Ohio is starting to get a little aged in some areas, and they're giving proper maintenance there to continue to make that a top-tier track on the schedule. We talked about Penske and Power and their new livery. Talked about Michael Strahan driving the Indy 500 pace car. Stingray Robb returning to the series with Yukos Hollinger. One of the things you did mention, Lewis, and I wanted to, you talk about Yuki Tsunoda real quick. We saw him behind the wheel of an IndyCar for a special Honda test at Thermal. That also, I believe, we saw. Did Verstappen get behind a wheel of an IndyCar there too?
No, in the hypercar.
Okay,
No.
hypercar. All right.
Yeah, the Cadillac. So with the same, what is his name? The Kiwi guy.
Dixon. Yeah.
Yes. So maybe they want to go into the Daytona, or maybe going
Le Mans,
to the
Sebring.
Le Mans.
Okay.
I don't know. It should be he. Maybe he started getting boring about the Formula One. He want maybe extended to
Well,
going somewhere else.
let's just say what it is. His car was the 4th best car going down the stretch, and he still. The only reason that he won the championship is because he won the first 7 races. So he managed to win the championship based upon a really fast start. But I think when I saw cars ranked at the end of the season or toward the end of the season, right now he's at best driving the 4th best car on the grid.
He is. He's just that good.
Just that good.
Actually, so they found something on the car, and the car is going down. So I think so. All of these big teams, especially Ferrari, start to complain about that, and he made the pole on Qatar, but the last one was in Austria. So from long time he didn't make the pole. So maybe the car is something happened. So I think it's he wants to maybe some point realize I have to do something, because I know he's young, the guy, but maybe he want to come in here. So I said here to North America,
Right.
and try to do something in IndyCar, maybe, or maybe he want to do something with what Braham Hill did long time ago.
Yeah.
The Monaco Formula One Indy 500 Le Mans.
I-
So
I think the only one that he doesn't really want to do is in the 500, but it would be super cool to see him.
yeah.
All right, guys, I'm gonna drop off. Go to the next race. I hope
right,
that
well,
we give you a good show.
luck. We will see you on the grid in about 5 minutes.
All right, boys. Take care.
Take care.
Yeah, I forgot to talk about the thermal test a little bit more. Felipe Nasser led the test for Team Penske. So maybe do we see Team Penske bring out a fourth car for Indianapolis, and we see Felipe Nasser in it?
Logan Sargent.
Yeah, Logan
Also-
Sargent was in that one, and another name we didn't talk about, Hunter McElrea. He was also driving Ed Carpenter's other car, and he was doing pretty well in the test session. And
Yeah,
Logan
so
Sargent, Logan Sargent was driving for Meyer Shank.
yeah, so a lot of people try to come in. It's not. I don't want to say this like oh, I leave the IndyCar. I want to come into Formula One. I come in here to try to do something like a Sato did or others around. But what is the name? So Sato, Rossi, Ericsson, Montoya. You said Montoya, Villeneuve is the most success, more Villeneuve. But yeah, it's good to see
Yeah,
these
you're right,
people
yeah.
coming to this side and try to figure out this car is difficult. It's not like a Formula One, like oh, it's a bumping. Oh, it's a problem for the car. No, here it's bumping when it coming to Toronto, when it going to St. Petersburg, it's bumping.
Right,
And,
right.
and this is hard. You see, I remember the on board on Montoya, how he moved the hands around and switch the engine coming up down in the bumping. So it's pretty challenging to these people coming here. And maybe it's a word of mouth. It's like, oh, IndyCar is much better than Formula One, and maybe it's more cheap to come in here.
That I think is definitely the case. I think it's cheaper to. I mean, you got to bring some. I think unless you're with one of the big teams, you got to bring some of your money with you. Yeah, unless you're one of the big four, which Andretti, McLaren, Penske, Ganassi, I think those are fully paid for sponsor seats. But I think some of the other teams, you got to bring a little bit of cash with you. Well, we are about a minute away from getting to some splits here for the IndyCar Oval Series second doubleheader race here at iRacing Super Speedway. Currently, 75 drivers have registered for this 9:15 session. Unfortunately, 193 people deciding to drive. 198 people now have signed up to drive trucks at Charlotte Motor Speedway. What are you people thinking?
Thinking about the
what are you
good
people
thing.
thinking?
No, I'm gonna be realistic. It's like I don't want to come in here and do this.
We are, yep, time is up. We are now at quarter past the hour. Welcome to 9:15. Getting ready to start here. Race number 2 of our 2-race end-of-season doubleheader here on P1. If you did not catch the first race, it was won by PDF. Oster was second and Gonzalo Romero third. We had a late caution, which forced that race to finish under caution. So we were fixing to have a big finish there, as really we started to get 4 and 5 wide about a lap leading up to that caution. And then, unfortunately, what brought out the final caution was Bruno Romanzini went to the apron on the front stretch to try to pass a series of cars, and all the gaps closed up, and there was no place for him to go, and he had to either lift or wreck, and I think a little bit of both happened going into turn 1, and that brought out the caution with about just less than 5 laps to go. Let's see if we got a split here, and let's see if we load into the session. Not yet, but they are getting there.
Actually, it is.
We got a split? Yes,
Yeah.
We got 3 of them again. 570 is what I'm saying. 26 drivers. Wow.
Oh, 3.9. Mix of the stuff. So with that, I said Cal Clendy should be secure the second place on the championship. Because
3
we
point,
expected
39.49 strength of field. Okay, 39. Yep, you're right. And some names that we saw in the first race, some new names we haven't seen yet, some names we haven't seen in a while.
Let's see. Oh, Moreira, yeah, right.
Al Moreira, yep. He's in this one. A couple guys with B licenses in this one, but there's a B license with 5,000 I rating. Don't see that very often. All right, as you probably hear in the background, we got action on the racetrack. We will jump right on in here. Let's do a real quick side-by-side, get a word in from the good guys at Whiplash, and we'll get right into this thing. All right, we're back. We're watching cars leave pit road for their qualification attempts. Current weather situation, not much different than the previous race.
So the last race was a half hour race. Good thing. I hope it's gonna be a half hour here and not too much yellow flag. But with the names we saw around, it's like oof.
Yeah, some names we don't recognize, so we really don't know what to expect. But we shall see. There's a couple names that were in the first race as we're watching Trey Shadid now moving. Let's see. Someone's out there in Emerson Fittipaldi's Patrick Racing Marlboro car back from 1989, winner of the Indy 500. And that's Bomer, and he just qualifies provisionally 238.3 for his first lap. Roman Zini coming in, clocking in at 236 flat, currently provisionally second. Yeah, this guy that's in the Fittipaldi car, I even think he has Fittipaldi's helmet. He's a Fittipaldi fan.
Which car?
18. He's got a 20 painted on it, but the Marlboro. Oh, he's going down an apron.
Oh my god, I don't have the 20 paint working.
Good job. All right, long as it's working for me. I'm the one doing the streaming. Let's get the weather
Oh, I'm
off,
on it. Yeah.
and let's get up our overlays going here. We might have Stevie might join us. We'll see if Stevie Larkamp will join us here sometime during the race. He is his computer finally gave up the ghost. As you remember, last season he was having computer issues. He nursed it enough to get through partially this season, and then it just finally gave up the ghost. So he had to do what a lot of people are doing this Christmas, and that's upgrading PCs. All the new
Expensive the PC.
they are getting up there. The new GPUs coming out, the 50 series, will be launching, at least will be announced next month from NVIDIA. Expect those to be an arm and a leg. But if you got a 30 series or certainly a 40 series, you're pretty much good to go. If you've got a 20 series, you might want to think about upgrading to maybe a 30 or maybe a used 30 series or maybe a new 40. Don't really see anybody needing a 5 series right off the bat. If you have, I'll tell you what, if you have a 4080 Super or a 4090, you probably don't need a 50 series. You're going to be good till probably when the 60 series comes out, whenever that is. And 24 seconds left to go. Campbell goes to the pole, 2:38.8. David Mitchell, who also was among the fastest at on the opening round here, the first of two doubleheader. He is 2:38.7. He's second. Herrera third provisionally here with about 5 seconds left to go, 2:38.7. Did 2:38.6. Ty able to make the second split here, or the second top split race here because of a time change. Good to see Ty back in the lineup. The Rogue Racing team there member qualifying provisionally 5th as we are getting ready to line up. And let's get in today's starting lineup here. Or rather, tonight's starting lineup. AC Campbell on the pole. Another pole for Campbell this season. He'll be right alongside Dave Mitchell, who is second. Back in row 2 is Barrera and Shadid. Trace had a bit of a rough race 1. He's looking to redeem himself. Then we got Ty Quilla and Kyle Clinworth. Teammates back in row 3. Gosh, we got teammates and teammates again backing up row 3 teammates, Quilla and Kinworth, and then Collins and Estrada. You heard Antonio in the booth with us just a little while ago for the podcast version. He was back in row 4. 2:38.4s for both those guys. That Patrick Racing throwback, Marlboro for sure who that was now. I thought it was Boomer, but Caleb Boomer lining up 9th on row 5, and he's in the low livery. Come on, man. We'll get you an IndyCar one. Elijah Gilson, who I butchered his name so many times in that first race. He's lining up 10th. Stephen Burge is 11th. Stephen Lee, one of our regulars, and 12th. Michael Newcomer in 13th. Is that? I think that's Bruno. That's in the Marlboro car. Did he change liveries on us? I thought it was Caleb Boomer, but I guess it's Bruno. For some reason, I don't know why my overlay was wrong, but it's Bruno.
Yes.
Okay, so back in 15th in the very colorful Altia car, it's David Mohabir. Hopefully I say that right. He might just be called Dave a lot this race. Justin Nanke is back here in row 8, back in the 19. Pablo Diaz-Francis, the number 1 car, back in row 9. right, his teammate right next to him. Both those guys finished first and third in the first race. Maximilian Bianco. There's a name that doesn't roll off the tongue real easy. But there's a Maximilian Bianco. Man, if that doesn't sound like a Bond villain name, that is awesome. But he's got the Larson livery. Christian Stafford back in row 10. The Rockford Files making a reappearance here back in 21st. He was in race 1. Justin Reynolds in that Rossi throwback. We were talking about him. Jason Julian in the Krispy Kreme car. I like it. Jason Hand and the Connor Daly U.S. Air Force throwback. Delaney Calhoun in the Players livery. I like it. And Ellis Spice in that bright orange with the green flames back in 26th.
So Pablo in the chat said, well, and not in the chat, in this chat in YouTube, in the chat in the race said, remember this race is broadcast by P1 Friends. Tell everybody we are broadcast.
We are broadcasting. Behave, behave, behave. Green flag, and Brian Campbell gets a good jump on the field. He's controlling the bottom. Barrera tries to close the gap there on Mitchell, so he cannot move anywhere. We're side by side, already 3 wide mid-pack with Clindy. Here comes Stephen Lee like a bat out of hell. Caleb Boomer, he's up 8 spots already to the front. So again, some of the stock car visitors that are making an appearance in the top split. Going right to the front. Here comes Stephen Lee to the outside in that Samsung car. Crossover. Boomer goes to the high side, but Stephen Lee stays low. He's going to help out Brian Gamble. Boomer needs to tuck in line. Here comes Dave Mitchell and Antonio Estrada on the high side. Estrada's going to suck right up because he's going to have the draft of Boomer helping him. He's going to have a big run. He might as well just send it to the front. Here comes David Mohabir in that Altia car. Oh, he got a little spooked.
Yeah.
Here comes that Rossi livery. Justin Reynolds on the outside as we're 3 by 3 by 2.
You think that people realize it's 40 laps? I don't know. It's like the last lap, or maybe 7 laps for the last race we did.
And Caleb's trying to treat this race like a plate race. He's going to the high side, going to the bottom, helping different lines. But the thing is, the closing rates with these cars are too fast. You can't really do that. You can try to manage, but it's not going to help you because eventually a car is going to get a run on you. Here comes Mohabir up the middle. He's going to go to 4th. Antonio Estrada now 5th. Stephen Lee back to 6th. David Mitchell 7th. Trey Shadid 8th. Christian Stafford now 8th. Shadid 9th. And Jason Julian in 10th. And Christian Stafford, he's in a... how many Jimmy Johnson liveries do we need out here? I know it's an IndyCar livery, guys, but there are other drivers that drove in the history of IndyCar. You don't have to pick Jimmy Johnson, but they go to the front. Here comes a Krispy Kreme car with Jason Julian. You don't have Krispy Kremes up in Canada. You got Tim Hortons. Those are way better.
Oh, Tim Hortons way better?
Tim Hortons way better than Krispy Kreme.
Starbucks is way, way, way better.
Oh, you're gonna say
than-
Starbucks is better coffee? Okay, I'm talking donuts.
Oh, yeah. Actually, it's funny because they close at 11. So if you're going 10 minutes before the close, they give you free stuff.
Oh wow!
So it's like we cannot keep it because it's really make it. So we cannot use it for next day. So we have two options: give it to the customer or just
throw it
throw
away.
the garbage. So,
Yeah.
yeah.
Well,
Give it to
there
them.
you go. If you're up in Canada, make sure you hit Tim Hortons late.
Late. Just asking for one donut is gonna give you 5 or 6 for free. Or maybe because it was my sister. That's why. And the guy saw my sister pretty and said, "Oh, I'm gonna give you this."
Oh well, I've often heard that you know.
She bring like maybe 2 bags on many things in there.
Right now, the highest place regular is Bruno Romanzini, who is not giving any of these visitors to the series for this race any edge whatsoever. The next highest place regular is Trace Shadid in 9th, Antonio Estrada 10th. A lot of these series regulars floating to the back. They know they got to get to about lap 20. Here's Romanzini to shoot the middle gap. Going to bring David Mitchell with him. Nope. Boomer's going to slam the door. Justin Nanke now in 5th spot. He's in another kind of Jimmy Johnson livery. Carvana, that was one of his sponsors. Stephen Lee, now one of the regulars, shooting to the front. As we keep saying it over and over and over again when we do these races, especially with a lot of visitors, and we do welcome these visitors from other cars. This is the best car on the service, by the way. So you are racing the best car there is. We always say the more you drive these cars, the sharper you become, and the cream always rises to the top. Always rises to the top. Caleb Boomer, your leader there by a nose over Romanzini. Romanzini now takes over the lead. Boomer second, Stephen Lee third, Moa Beer fourth, now third. Justin Reynolds, car on the wall, and that is Boomer. And he recovers.
Oh, almost.
Yes.
Keep going on the back also, and Romero. Whoa.
Be careful, guys. Make sure you hold your lines. A little net code there, and he got lucky because it snapped back into place. The regulars are all in line. Ooh. Christian Stafford, you got to hold your line on the bottom. These cars want to definitely shoot to the top. When they go into that bottom, it's like the bottom drops out. And we got a blinker. That's not helping things.
Oof. Oh, I see Reynard Bomber almost hit on the wall, so the neck code didn't work over there. So yeah, Justin is blinking. Everybody's complaining about that. But maybe the yellow flag is gonna, or the caution is gonna come in.
Well, we'll see. Connor Rockwood, the Rockwood Files, has made the high side work again like he did in the first race, and he is bringing a pack of drivers and cars up to the lead as he is now up 16 spots to 5th. Romanzini up 13, now 12. Excuse me. Moabeer up 12, and Stephen Lee up 11. But still a number of drivers waiting to get to this lap 20 pit stop or thereabouts. We're halfway through this run. But you got to believe those guys that are really pushing up front aren't going to make it to that 20 lap mark.
So we're going to see all of these guys. Pablo, I think, no. It's too dangerous to going to push it like we saw in the last race. Again, Pablo Gonzalo jumping to the front to go into the pits and soon, because it's too dangerous. All the people, look at that. You see Onto Estrada, everyone on the front is just playing around.
Yeah, Estrada, Clinworth, Quilla, Campbell, all in the same neighborhood, joined by Alan Morera. They're just kind of watching things, staying within that draft envelope of a second and a half. As long as they're within that envelope, they're not ever out of this race. Meanwhile, back up front is Roman Zini trying to dominate over a bunch of drivers that normally aren't in the series. Dave Mitchell was in the first race. He returns to the second one. Justin Nankey in his first time. I think we've seen him in here, the top split. Justin Reynolds, Jason Julian, Caleb Boomer, David Moabir. All these guys in the top 10. Not regular drivers here in the top split broadcast. Not even on a regular race. This is a doubleheader, a little bit different. But they are holding their own, 13 of 40. Thanks for joining us. If you're enjoying the coverage, make sure to smash that like button, subscribe to the channel so you'll miss out on the next race. The next race for us.
ERN.
Well, yeah, we got a big race. Actually, we got an off day tomorrow. And we have a huge race over on the Elite Racing Network Thursday at 7:45 p.m. Eastern Time. Will be myself and Luis Gonzalez Nunez for the Warriors for Peace IndyCar Series over the Elite Racing League, over the Elite Racing Network. Make sure to subscribe to their channel. 7 drivers, count them, 7 drivers, double points, last race eligible for the championship, going to Gateway. Double points, 7 drivers. None of this Final Four and the highest place winner, highest place driver wins. No, we got 7 guys legit, mathematically eligible for a championship. It's going to be a huge night over on ERN. You won't want to miss it. 7:45 p.m. Eastern Time. Their IndyCar championship is coming down to 7 people. That's how tight that league is. You won't want to miss it. I think I saw some debris flying back on the down the main straightaway. I think someone lost a wing.
No, I don't.
I think it snapped back on the place. But it happened right around one of the Necky cars.
Oh, really? Oh, my God.
Yeah. Alan Morera has actually floated back to this other group of cars now.
Oh, yeah, Pablo. Hit to Maximilian. So Pablo went to the front, tried to pass him, and hit at the back on the Maximilian. He should be have the real. Maybe gonna have 15 seconds, but the front wing is come back on the.
Yeah, snap back in.
Yeah.
Bit of a transfer. My telestrator is working. Good. And now I think those guys that are in the back are starting to try to run their way forward. Trey Shadid is one of those right now. They're really going to set themselves up for these pit stops that we should be seeing in the next 4 to 5 laps for a lot of people. David Moabir really taking evasive action. He wanted to go low. Go ahead.
If I Pablo, I'm going to Estrada or Connor Tails. That's it. I don't want to go on Raymond or maybe these other guys on the front. Maybe Shadid is over there, but it's too dangerous over there, especially in the pit stop. I don't know what's going to happen. I want to go close to Clendy.
Clendy's in 10th. He's moving up. Pablo's right with him. Pablo just blew right by him. A number of cars blowing by Clendy. Clendy up high, letting his teammates go. Now he slots in between 2 of his teammates. Quilla, Campbell, Clinworth, Estrada, all teammates right in a row right there. Car coming to pit road, I believe. That is Pablo Diaz-Francis. And he needs to avoid Stephen Lee there. Trey Shadid on pit road. Bruno Romanzini on pit road. So they only made lap 18. So if we stay green, they're going to have to save a little bit this time. But they're in a good group of 4 fast cars and seasoned drivers that they can work together. They're all hitting their marks.
Cloud is not, this race is not private race, because that kind of enter of Pablo and Stephen Lee and thing is maybe penalized because they use the left one.
Yeah.
So let's see the exit to the pits.
Newcomer on pit road. Gilson, pit road. Looks like Maximilian Bianco might be on a 40-second hold. He might have sped coming to pit road.
Oh, he have a damage.
Okay. Now Ty Quilla assumes the lead. Dave Mitchell second. Nanke third. Moabir back to fourth. Campbell fifth. Here comes Clindy. Clindy fifth. Going to go 3 wide in the 3. Here comes Connor Rockford. Here comes Alan Morera. We've got big runs in the mid-pack. Morera wants to go down. Doesn't know if he's going to have a lot of clear room behind him. Got to watch out for netcode, especially with the foreign drivers. Just a fact of life with the ping and the fact that these cars are so fast. Netcode notoriously bad in them. Quilla, your leader, coming to lap 20 now. So we definitely expect pit stops this time by. Here's Clindy to the high side, trying for the lead. Now, does Alan help him or does Alan race him? I think Alan's going to try to help him.
That's why Maximilian said too many times, thank you, Pablo, thank you, Pablo. He hit on the wall, he hit on the back on the wind, but he make it too much kind of damage.
Oh, so maybe that's what we saw. Maybe that's what we saw with the flying wing. Okay. Oof.
Very heavy damage on him.
Even Burge now joining the battle up in the top 15. Justin Reynolds ahead of him. Jason Julian on 12th. Nobody coming to pit road, so a lot of these guys have been saving.
Collins is coming. They pitted in next time by. So it should be everybody's coming now. So it's gonna be
oh yeah, pit party.
Oh, Quilla calling too. Everybody's calling, everybody's calling the pitted in now.
Oh, look at this, look at this, look at this. Oh, we got contact, we got a flipping car in the back. Are we gonna go caution? Are we gonna go caution? These guys gotta be cognizant of that.
Is clear?
He is clear.
Oh, somebody jump. Steve jump.
Burge, yeah, Steven Burge.
That's crazy.
Look, jeez.
Just like a missile went through the fence and.
Let's watch it from his point of view. Here coming to pit road, and he just, oh wow! The Blue Angels will be proud of that. Wow.
Oh. And Justin is still in the. Oh, he almost collected.
So we had a group of drivers that pitted at lap 18, 19, a group of drivers just now at 22. Christian Stafford now your leader in the car, one of the Carvana cars. Right behind him is, now ahead of him is Alan Morera, which we normally don't know him as one that saves fuel. We know him as a likes to send it, so to speak, but he is out there going long. Lap 23, Stafford second, Jason Julian third, Gonzalo Romero fourth, and Romero's going to stay out. Here comes Jason Julian, the pit road. So now we're just down to these final 4 cars that need to stop, and they've done by far the best job at saving fuel. And what they're going to do, Lewis, is they're going to come to pit road, and they're going to have a shorter fill than everyone else.
You're right. So it should be short, but you remember what happened with Gonzalo? You can make it a best pit stop, but the thing is the exit. I see many people going to the apron to the track and it's still bouncing kind of dangerous exit. It's really, this track is not really good for this kind of track, for kind of cars. It's not good because the apron. We're talking about aprons back, but apron is everywhere on the back.
Wow,
straight,
Delaney Calhoun. He's the only one pitting. So Sanford, Morera, and Gonzo, they've gone the longest.
20.
And Ellis Spice is out there with him, and he is a lap down. Not sure what happened to him. Well, he's made his stop. So he is just with this group right now. Here
Still
comes
Gonzalo
one
out.
more peeling off at Sanford. And looks like Moabir is coming back on pit road as well. Might have had a speeding penalty. So Romero now your leader with Morera and Sanford now. Excuse me, just Romero, Gonzo, and Allen are the two that really have yet to stop, and they're at lap 26. They have not stopped yet. This is really, really good mileage. Here goes Morero to pit road. How is Romero doing it? Great job, Gonzo. He must have been in the back like on 5 or 8 or something and just saving massive amount of fuel.
He needs to stay on the back of spikes.
Yeah.
But no, maybe it's coming now next time by. I don't know. You don't. Still waiting for the call, but yeah.
And we'll turn the lead over to Jason Julian once we get back racing here. Once we get these pit stops done. And he stays out. And he's with another group of cars, and this is going to help him.
Look at that, Christian and Jason. So they make a swap to try to this guy not catch him, but doesn't work. It's coming more faster.
And Morera is going to join the pack here too, but he's getting freight trained at the moment. Clindy's now 4th. 28 of 40, very quickly coming to 10 to go. We've been caution free. I'm jinxing it. Of course, we're 3 wide through a corner that we can go 5 wide on, and they're going 3 wide trying to crowd everybody on the bottom.
You can jinx him for Gonzalo. They're looking for the yellow flag. Maybe the yellow flag is coming in
Gonzalo Romero now lap 29 of 40, still has not stopped. Let's run with him. And he might actually, he's got a 39-second lead. And you're only on pit road for 32 seconds. He might actually pop out in front.
and also depend on
Here
how
he comes.
exit.
Here he comes. Here he comes. Here he comes. Don't want to speed now. Whoa.
Is safe.
So now we watch Stephen Lee, who is on the backstretch, and whoa, Pablo Diaz-Francis was thinking about using that apron, but thought about it otherwise based upon what happened in the last race. Here comes Brian Campbell on the bottom. He joins, Stephen Lee. Now where does Romero pop out at? He's still on pit road, holding. He must have had a penalty. He's got a hold for 20 seconds or something, 22 seconds. Something happened. I'm not sure why his pit stop was so long.
He break in 62.
But now Stephen Lee assumes the lead.
What?
A 22-second stop. I don't know what happened. I'll be curious.
I'm gonna ask him. Later. So that's
It is
weird.
Lee, Shadid, Campbell, Mitchell, Pablo Diaz-Francis, Clindy. So a lot of the regulars, we talked about the cream always rises to the top here in the IndyCar Series. And here we go, 3 wide into 1, 2 by 2, and then 2 by 2, 2 rows deep. 3 by 3, 2 rows deep. 2 by 2, 2 rows deep. Purple lap of the race is Brian Campbell, 42.6. Campbell's kind of boxed in. He has no place to go. 4 wide. Bruno Romanzini on the top side. Clindy running out of room, almost 4 wide to the center of the corner. 5 wide with Ty Quilla way up high. He's going to get a big run down the front straight. Clindy might want to try to pick him up, but Bruno's going to follow him through. Here comes PDF. Shadid tries to crowd Clindy up high a little bit to get a little bit better arc into the corner. Meanwhile, Stephen Lee marrying the yellow line right now. That is his best strategy. It's just stay on the yellow line. Don't go below it. Stay on the yellow line. 4 wide for the lead here at iRacing Superspeedway with 9 to go. Trey Shadid gets to the front. Down on the bottom now. He shuts the door. Clindy still up top. Mitchell losing momentum. Here comes Romanzini. He's going to get around Mitchell. Here comes Quilla. Here comes Campbell now moving up lanes. He's going to the top side. He's going to go 3 wide with his teammate in the middle. Oh, wow. What a Brazilian clear move by Brian Campbell. Once he heard clear, he snatched it and is now your leader with 8 to go. And hijinks indeed. We are now 4 by 2 by 3. Campbell, Clinworth, Shadid, Mitchell, Lee, Quilla, newcomer, PDF, Romanzini, and Antonio Estrada, and now Gibson. Cover him with a blanket. That is your top 10. Less than a second separates first to 15th. Wide, 3 teammates, of which high side is Romanzini. He's not a part of the Rogue Racing family, but the Rogue Racing family 3 wide. They want this race. Newcomer floating back to 11th. Collins now 12th. Gibson 13th. Now we're 3 by 3 by 3 by 2. 2 by 3 by 3 by 3 by 2 now.
Ooh. Almost Stephen Lee. Oh, Pablo almost get collected by Mitchell also too.
4 wide. Mitchell going high. Romanzini on the high side as well. Now we're 3 wide for third, 4 wide for third. Here comes Stephen Lee, big run, and he wants the bottom. He was not sure where to go because I think Quilla might have wanted the bottom as well, but Quilla's going to tuck in behind his teammate and send himself and Clindy to the lead. 6 to go. Here's a second group back there. They're probably thinking, they're all going to wreck. So we'll just, they're all going to wreck.
But the thing is, one yellow here is game over.
Yeah, we are about the point that if we get a yellow now, it is game over. Teammates looking for P2 and P3 in the championship. Right now, fighting for the lead with 5 to go at the iRacing Super Speedway. Joining them is Romanzini, Shadid, and Quilla.
Oh, I thought I hear some. Oh, no.
And Campbell just needs to do the same thing I suggested to Stephen Lee. Get to know that yellow line and marry it. Oh, 3 by 3 by 4. Four to go. Here's Sanford on the high side. And that Jimmy Johnson livery. 4 wide, Romanzini in the middle along with Clindy.
Oh.
Here comes PDF. Sanford has to settle back at about 8th now. Oh, contact! Contact again, and there it is! And then the race is over. Who is your leader? I show Clindy.
No,
Are we going to go caution? We're not caution yet. And there it is.
There it is.
Clindy is your leader. Campbell is second. Quilla is third. A Rogue Racing sweep of the podium.
Oh, okay, so everything started with. Oh, what is? I lost the who did that.
So we had contact with Roman Zini a little bit. He had contact on the outside from Stanford. So he goes down and hits Mitchell. Mitchell steers into
Yeah,
Stephen
everything
Lee.
for Christian, for Stanford, and then everything going like a domino.
And wow, that's it.
Oh,
And that's going to be your winner right there. You're going to finish these last 2 laps under caution, just like the last race. Unfortunately, no green flag finish finale for us on either one of the doubleheaders. But wow. 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 And while you're watching, everybody, and we want to thank everybody who stuck with us for both these again. Once again, if you just joined us, this is the second race of P1's coverage of Championship Tuesday. Round 13 of 13 of the IndyCar Oval Series Tuesday Night Top Split, coming to you from iRacing Super Speedway, where Kyle Clinworth is having himself an awesome week, by the way. He won the votive exhibition race on Sunday. He won round 1 of the ISRA Open Wheel Series yesterday at Homestead. And he's going to win one half of the doubleheader here for the final race of the 2024 iRacing campaign here in the IndyCar Oval Series at iRacing Super Speedway. So 3 days and 3 wins. And also believe you were telling me, Lewis, he won one of the top split races to open Monday here.
Monday,
So, 4 wins in 3 days for this guy. And he's going to be very happy. And then, of course, his teammate right with him, right behind him, Brian Campbell, he is going to finish second, and Ty Quilla is third. And so these are all teammates all together with Rogue Racing. So they're all going to be very, very happy.
okay. So, Gonzalo, he said the car 15 broke in my back wing. That's why he takes so long for.
Ooh, Roman Zini's missing a front wing, so he got a little damage from that incident.
Some point.
And here we go. We got the should have the checkered flag this time by for Clindy. Here he goes. Yep, changes it, and checkered flag in the air. Kyle Clinworth wrapping up our final broadcasted race of the 2024 iRacing season. We'll take a week off and start season 1 of 2025 at Iowa here in a couple of weeks. They're still racing down the back stretch. They wanted more racing time. Well, I am still not for green-white checker finishes. So. And here you go for race 2 of 2. Clindy, Campbell, Quilla, the Rogue Racing teammates sweep the podium. I think that is a first for the team. They're going to be all very happy. In fact, you're going to see their cars line up here on the front stretch, probably for a TV moment for a picture. I can't get a better shot for him.
It was in the lap 9 when Gibson went back to Gonzalo.
Okay.
He hit on the back.
Okay. Yeah, I think I saw something happen back there, and it wasn't. Jacob comes. Can I join? Can I join? Get in there, Jacob. There we go. Everyone's doing donuts.
More short than the other one, 32 minutes.
All right. Let's get the results in here. Pablo Diaz-Francis, a good day for him. 2 top 5s, a win in the first race, a P4 in the second race. Christian Stafford, best of the non-regulars, finishes 5th. Bruno Romanzini, which caught the contact. He did not cause the contact, but he caught it. That kind of led to us going caution to end this race. He is 6th. Tracy did 7th. Barrera 8th. Estrada 9th. Collins 10th. So all the Rogue Racing guys make the top 10. Newcomer 11th. Gilson 12th. Julian 13th. Calhoun 14th. Spike 15th. The Rockwood Files comes home 16th. Jason Hand, didn't talk about a lot about him, but he finishes 17th. Nanke 18th. Romero with the back wing that broke and a long pit stop that really cost him the race, unfortunately. He was doing so well. I mean, he went, 29 laps on a stint? Something like that? Yeah, he went, 29. Amazing. But I'm wondering how much that damage might have had to do with that. He finishes 19th. Moabir 20th. Mitchell 21st with Lee. Unfortunately, they were involved in that incident. Stephen Burge also involved in a heck of a barrel roll. Justin Reynolds 24th. Maximilian Bianco had a little run-in with somebody. And Caleb Boomer brings home at 26th. All right, let's get some replays queued up here, and we'll bring up Ty. Which is cool we get Ty on here, because Ty can't make the top split races anymore because of time change. But we're glad to have him for this.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, for sure. Well,
There we go. Let's do that. There we go. There we go. And bring up his race information there. Ty started 3rd, improved 2 spots. Really, the guys that finished on the podium this time. If you remember in the first race, the guys that finished on the podium came from deep in the field. The guys that finished on the podium in this one started up front, went back in the back of the pack to allow the guys to slug it out up front, and then when it counted, they moved forward. And so really, the guys that finished on the podium, net gain of 5 spots for Clindy, only 1 lost spot for Brian, but then again, Brian started from the pole and Quilla gained 2. So not bad for those guys to kind of do a little rubber band effect of going to the back, going from the front, then to the back, wait things out, then move back up to the front. Nice job, guys. Nice job. Let's get into the interview room here. Get a couple graphics up on the screen real quick. And we'll bring up our first driver, which will be Ty here. Here he is. Welcome to the podium, Ty. First of all, we're good. We're happy to see you here because we know because of the time change, it makes getting into that first race a little difficult for you. And you showed up for the second one here and put it in the top 5 to qualify. Went to the back and then came back to the front. And when it really mattered, you brought it home on the podium. And not only on the podium, but on the podium for the rest of the team. Congratulations! I bet you're all excited.
Yeah, that was a blast there at the end. You know, it's one of those races where you're patient and you just kind of hope the cards fall in your favor, and it happened to fall in our favor tonight. So we were in the right place at the right time. Even with that little big bump there, I think Bruno got into by the 7 car, and then he got into me, and luckily we all saved it there. It looked like, but something else happened. So. Wow, it was a crazy finish.
Well, I mean, and then also you get a chance to really participate in the first one. So, I mean, I would imagine you did some racing yesterday to kind of know what to expect. But, I mean, other than that, you're kind of jumping in the car fresh for today. Was there any intrepidation or basically you just going off what your teammates said of do this and you'll be good?
Yeah, we kind of did a couple yesterday, so I had a little experience there. But, you know, these races, it's avoiding the big one. There's always one, it seems like. This one didn't seem like there was the big one, but, you know, just being in the right place at the right time for these races, you know, just saving fuel and sitting there waiting for your moment to push up to the front, get in the pits early. It kind of seems to work out pretty well here. As long as you get out in front of the lead lap cars, you're usually good. So, and then, yeah, just kind of hold out the front. Usually lap 35 is the last one, so just kind of trying to be up there and hope that caution falls when you want it to, and obviously we want it to go green, but you kind of got to hope for the worst, right?
Prepare for the best, but hope for the worst. Yeah.
Yes, said it incorrectly. Got it backwards.
But there you got led 3 laps today, which is pretty cool. So congrats. Shout outs, friends, family, sponsors. We'll leave you here because we'll bring up the rest of your teammates. I think you'll all like to celebrate together. So, but any shout outs you have on your own that you want to give before we bring up Brian?
First, I'll just start with you guys in the booth. Great broadcast every week. It's super fun to watch those and, you know, tell everyone about them. Great broadcast and really riles up everybody, gets out the big guys. So appreciate you guys doing that. Shout out to Rogue Racing, all my teammates. All of us are just having a blast. You know, it's been a lot of fun this season, running with everybody and kind of really getting to learn the car and being able to work together in certain scenarios like this at the end. So shout out to those guys and, yeah. Just shout out to everyone else in the competition, you know, really striving to push me. And it's been a short-lived career for me, but I feel like I've learned a lot just from all these guys around. So thanks for being competitive all season and a lot of clean racing as always. So.
Yeah, it was a pretty good race overall. Let's stay here. We'll bring up Brian.
You bet.
Hey, Brian, we'll bring you up here as well. We'll keep your teammate up here since we'll let you guys all celebrate together at the end since you swept the podium. But good race for you. Started from the pole, led some opening laps, went to the back, and then stormed a little bit forward. When is it go time for you? When do you know that you absolutely got to get to the bottom and get to the front?
For me, I pretty much knew I wanted to be by the front right after the pit cycle because I noticed that we were coming out in front of the cars who were pitting late. So I figured I'd have the least amount of cars to battle with. And then when I ended up being, I think I was like 3rd in line, I knew I just had to wait for a window to open up and slingshot around the second lane on the outside. And I knew that would give me the lead. And then once I was in the lead, I was kind of hoping I'd get that lucky yellow to fall my way, but ended up falling my teammate's way. But I'm still, I know we'll get into it more, but still a top 3 were all Rogue Racing. 5 of the top 10 were Rogue Racing. I mean, just what a way to finish out the season for Rogue Racing. I'm so happy and so proud of everybody in Rogue Racing for that race. It was amazing.
How do we see our chances in for finishing second? We think we're going to manage between the first race and the second race to finish second here on the end of championship?
I will not. So the first race and the pre-race warm-ups, as I like to call it, for the broadcast race, we had a 1st and 3rd, and that gave Clendy a little gap to me, and I had to score 242 points to pass him. And unfortunately, I thought if I won the race, I would get 242, but it ended up being 238. So there was nothing I could have done to get second from Clemson.
Painful.
A little bit painful, but still, I can take pride and know that I gave everything on the line there.
Well, I mean, you've come a long way. I mean, you're still fairly new to the community in car because of a lot of people came to the car again for the first time because of the broadcast ban that was lifted and everything, and they got IndyCar could come back, and we can actually call it IndyCar here at iRacing. So, I mean, in less than a year to be finishing on the podium in the series championship, I can only say there's a lot of positive upside going forward.
Yeah, I'm really proud of my own accomplishments and just the improvements I've been able to make. And also finishing third to Clendy, it's bittersweet because yes, I made improvements by myself and with myself and just getting more experience, but really my improvement have mostly come from Clendy, from Ty, from Jacob, and from Tony. So and I think we saw it today with us getting our first podium sweep on the broadcast. I mean, we're all improving together and we're all being up front for these races more consistently. And I owe it all to them for my successes. So I'm not too mad that I lost to one of my own, as they say.
Any other shout outs, friends, family, sponsors you want to make?
I think tonight it's all about road racing. So I say we get Clendy up here and we celebrate together.
We'll do that. And we'll bring him up now. Glendy, without naming names, there was somebody semi-famous once said, I'm going to win so much that you're going to get tired of winning. That's been like you the last 3 days. Are you tired of winning yet?
No, brother, I'm never going to get tired of winning. I'm going to win until the day I die. I have never not won in my entire racing career. I am a winner, baby, except for I finished second in the championship. So hats off to Trost. Good for him. But, you know, I just did not show up in 2 really big SOFs. I made a big mistake at Michigan, trusting the guys in front of me to properly handle aero wash. And I just finished like 6th at Indianapolis behind the 5 other best guys to do it, which was not very good for points.
That was a hell of a slugfest race. Yes, you're right.
So, you know, if I could have those 2 races back, I think I could be neck and neck with him, even though this is the only broadcast race this season that I think went my way. Every other race was either a caution at the end or a technical issue on my PC or just bad luck with the caution timing. But to get a 1-2-3 with Rogue Racing in the last race of the season, and for Ryan and I to be neck and neck fighting for P2 in the championship all the way down to the last lap of the season is incredible. I could not ask for a more fulfilling ending to like really a storybook season for our team. This is our second full season, and we put 2 drivers on the podium and 5 drivers in the top 10 of this race, right? So Indy Oval Fixed, I mean, it is my bread and butter. I am the Indy Fixed merchant. I will continue to sell this series to anyone who will listen. And if you like Indy Oval Fixed, you're going to love the Votive Racing League.
There you go.
You need to go sign up right now in our Discord. It is free. Shane, the host with the most, he'll get you signed up. Wednesday nights, we have an exhibition race coming up on December 20th at the Phoenix. I think it's Legacy Phoenix?
New Phoenix, the improper Phoenix.
Oh, it's a new Phoenix. All right, yeah. But it's a fixed setup. You get 1 fast repair, so, you know, if you want to get a little aggressive, you want to throw elbows out, you pull on in the pits, get your car fixed. You're going to see green flag stops. Every race is at least 100 laps. It's really, really good time. Come on out to Phoenix if you want to get your toes wet. It's free for the rest of the season. Wednesday nights at, I believe, 8:30 Eastern time, I believe. I could be a little bit wrong, but we don't start until January at Auto Club for real points. So come on down and race Votive with me if you think you got what it takes.
I will put some links in the chat here. Votive for the Discord server, so you can sign up. And that will be on P1, and the first race will be, I believe, December 8th. And
and P1. What about you guys? Look at all you do for the community, right? If it wasn't for y'all, I would not be on these broadcasts. I wouldn't care nearly as much about this series. I would run, you know, this 16 times a week instead of running for a championship. And it's just so gratifying to show up in these strength of field races, learn a lot from the guys who are better than me, and maybe rub fenders with them from time to time. The competition this season has been incredible. I've had a lot of close races with Pablo, with Brandon Trost, with Rob, with Jacob Oster, Stephen Lee, Mark Murphy, Trace Shadid, all these guys out here. They are really a blast to race with week in and week out. I'm so happy that they choose to share the racetrack with me on Monday and Tuesday nights. I really, really do look forward to it. So shout out to the community. So happy to have you guys out here, and thanks for padding my stats, I guess.
Statting your pats? Okay.
Padding my pats.
Well, there you go. There's the Discord link to the Votive League. It will be on P1. It'll be on Wednesdays. Mark Murphy and Ryan Eric King from jalopnik.com, who Mr. Jet Setter, he was over in Qatar last week for the Formula One race. I'm like, super jealous, but they'll be broadcasting that here on the channel while we will be doing the Formula Indy series at the same time. So IndyCar doubleheaders every Wednesday night right here on P1 starting in January. Guys, we got all three together here on the podium. We don't do this often, but I can't think of very many times where the team has actually swept the podium, so that's kind of why I brought you all in. Any final words before we let you all go? Ty, Brian, Clindy?
Actually, I do have something I want to say, and I want to compliment a fellow competitor, Clendy. I don't know what it is, but I just want to point out, we came into this week knowing that it would be a battle for second in the championship, and he put down his most points scored in a week Monday in the last week of the season. So I don't know if he has that clutch gene or what it is, but just huge props for him for showing up when the lights got bright. I mean, it was a great battle these past 2 days with him.
As they say, closers be
nickname.
They say closers be
Clutch
closing. Clutch Clindy. I like it. We might have to. We might have just given birth to that. Well, guys, any other shout outs you want to make before we let you guys go celebrate and print off all your screenshots and post them on your Discord server?
Yeah, just Tony and Jacob were in this race. They helped a lot, spotting calls, helping with fuel, and they help all season long. And Cody, our sixth teammate, was down in split 2, and I think he had a little bit of a fender bender at the end. So we're gonna go debrief with him and get him in top split sometime soon, probably next season. And you'll have to deal with 6 of us. So.
I'm looking forward to it. Well, guys, I will let you guys all go so you can go celebrate. But thanks a lot. Sweep for Rogue Racing, and 5 of the top 10 all for Rogue Racing. Congrats, and we will see you in 2 weeks when we have our opening race of Season 1 of 2025, even though we're still in 2024, at Iowa. So everything is wiped. The slate's wiped clean, so go for it. Hope springs eternal at the end of every offseason when the preseason starts.
Harry, I got a bit of a chip on my shoulder at Iowa. We all know Illinois is real corn country. You can get it from Segerman Farms. So I'm going to hop out of the Discord now. But, the best corn is really grown in Illinois, right in Minonk.
Yeah, there, let me circle your sponsor right there. That's what he's hitting at right there. All right, guys. Great job as always. And we'll catch you in a couple weeks. I'm sure we'll talk sooner than that. But Clindy having a big week. 3 big wins, broadcasted wins this week for him. 4 total that we know of. Sounds like he's got more. So a big week for him, big week for their team. Congrats, and we'll catch you guys all at the next one.
Have a good one, and thank you for the broadcast.
No problem. Let's go ahead and drag everybody down. And there they go. Well, Lewis, me and you, we got to wrap us up. But this, unfortunately, unless we have any shortages of staffing, this is going to be your last race on the Tuesday broadcast for a while. How has your experience been on the Tuesday broadcast?
It's good to return to the Indy Fixer again. So, but in the other side, I see it's a lot of family around. It's like everybody like each other. It's not like before. It's like, oh, again, this guy again, this guy or whatever. It's really good to hear like you coming here. Like it's not happened before. Even for the other broadcasting around and the other sides, it's nobody. We don't have any broadcasting. We don't have any interaction about somebody else. So just see each other Monday 7:15 and racing, make the points, and that's it, and just thinking about the next race. It's not like Clendy with Campbell or Quilla or Ulster or whatever the other around, even Maleska around. So, but I feel like a good things is coming. It is coming more. So that's a good thing, especially with P1 broadcasting everything. It's make more big and more excited. We can figure out when about the election. So like a couple weeks or maybe 3 or 4 weeks ago, we said, oh, Friday, this is gonna be the day, and we have a big stuff. So the people follow the tandem or follow the thing. So this is the thing.
Yeah.
P1. So this is a family. So that's a good thing. I like it. Even for somebody joking and make some stuff, but it's a good thing. So I really good to be here or was here. I am here also. I don't want to be out. I want to be maybe part time. Like I said, if it's even these two guys gonna be Steven and Justin no are here. I'm gonna be here, but I'm gonna be there on Mondays and also an ERN on Thursdays, or maybe who knows something else around. So race today, nothing to say. The yellow flag is coming out in the last lap. Could be a disaster without. I'm really nervous about what he said, Pablo. I don't know if I'm gonna race, but he finished on 4th, so he saved the I rating. That's a thing. It's almost close to the 6K. So
wow.
I think, yeah, it's just only in IndyCar, so kind of difficult to do it. Only Maleska is going to the AK with only IndyCar. What I know, difficult to do it. Only if you want to go to 10K, you have to go to NASCAR. That's where you can make a more I rating over there. But in IndyCar, kind of difficult. We do it. So with every broadcasting, we make 4K, 4.8, 5K, 5.4 on Michigan, I think it was. So
yeah,
Michigan,
the last 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 races. Of course, today's a doubleheader. It was a 39-49 today, a 48-81 earlier today, a 44-36 last week, a 54-63, and a 47-47 and a 48-04, and that's the last 6 races we had for strength of field.
So it's getting big. So that's the thing that people follow. So happy to at least cooperate for something. So
yeah,
thanks so much.
No problem. And we have a big week still ahead of us here for the P1 staff. It doesn't get any slower. So me and LGN, we have a huge, and I don't want to emphasize or lowball this. It is what it is. It is a huge race.
Sponsor race.
Yes, it is a huge race for the Elite Racing League's Warriors for Peace IndyCar Series this Thursday at 7:45 p.m. Eastern Time. 7 drivers are in the running mathematically for their series championship and the final race, which is double points at Gateway. 7 drivers. None of this playoffs, no gimmicks, nothing. 7 legit drivers are legitimately eligible for the championship mathematically. Stuff might have to happen for that 7th guy to get it, but he's still mathematically eligible for this. You won't want to miss this. This is 7:45 over an Elite Racing Network. Go over, when you're done here, just type in Elite Racing Network in the search field here at YouTube. Take you right to the channel, big green, bright green day glow logo, and subscribe to the channel, ring the bell. You'll get notified when we go live on Thursday, me and LGN, and we'll call this. This is probably the one of the biggest championship races that we'll be calling all year long, really. And that will be on Thursday. Then on Friday, the guy you see on your screen right there, he's going to join me in the booth for 2 races. We will be doing the VOR Iconic Series, which is our DW12 series, on Friday at 3 p.m. We will cover that. And then on Saturday at 3 p.m., the VOR IndyCar Championship, next to last race, the penultimate race, is like one of my peers likes to say. It will be at Detroit. And so the championship is getting very tight there for that series as well. So join me and Clindy over on the Velocity Online Racing channel. Type that in, subscribe to their channel, ring the bell. You'll notify we go live on Friday, and we'll be live on Saturday. Join me and Clindy for both those races. And then next Monday will be me and LGN one more time for the ISRA, which is basically has lineage back to the Lionheart Series. And they'll be making for a lot of their drivers their first time racing IndyCar competitively on a broadcast at Las Vegas Motor Speedway. So you want to check that out Monday at 9:35 p.m. And that is our upcoming schedule. Just a lot of huge events highlighted by Championship Thursday in the Elite Racing League Warriors for Peace IndyCar Series. You want to definitely check that out if you're into IndyCar racing and exciting possibilities with 7 drivers in the championship. Let's get on out of here, everybody. Thank you for allowing me to prattle on there for a bit. But we will get on out of here. And give everyone back their Tuesday nights here. So that's it for tonight. Once again, your podium for race 1 was PDF, Oster, and Romero. Finished under caution. And race 2 was Clutch Clindy getting the win. Brian Campbell and Ty Quilla coming home third for a Rogue Racing sweep of the podium in the second race. Also finished under caution, unfortunately. So we never got that big finish. But there is always hope for other meme races in the future. I'm sure there'll be more. And you'll see them right here on P1. Join us again in 2 weeks as we start this grand adventure all over again at Iowa Speedway for round 1 of season 1 of 2025. For the IndyCar Oval Series Tuesday night top split coverage will begin around 7:15 p.m. Eastern time. Again, 7:15 p.m. Eastern. As always, for the correct broadcast time in your area, you can find everything right here at youtube.com/@P1 Broadcasting. Hey guys, we love bringing these races to you. This is the last time you get a chance to contribute to our GoFundMe for this season. You need to do it if you haven't done so already. We do this for free for the community. We love IndyCar, but these events are hard and they require money and time to produce. So because of your generosity, we've been able to bring you IndyCar Oval action nearly sponsor-free. If you share our passion for the sport of IndyCar and enjoyed our coverage of the IndyCar Oval Series Tuesday night top split, please take time to go visit our GoFundMe page. The link is in the description, and please donate to our 2024 broadcast fund. We realize times are tough. Any contribution would be greatly appreciated. We thank you for watching and make us a part of your Tuesday evenings each and every week. Now, as you know, the YouTube algorithm game is not easy, so please help support P1 with the weekly grind. Leave a comment below. Let us know you thought of tonight's race and if you enjoyed tonight's coverage. Support us by smashing like in the video. If you're new, click subscribing while you hit the bell for weekly reminders so don't miss out on more of P1's other iRacing programming. As we mentioned, including round 2 of the inaugural season of the ISA Open Wheel Series, which I said has roots to the former Lionheart Series, and we're going to Vegas, 9:35 p.m. Eastern next Monday right here on P1. It'll be me and LGN again in the booth. Track cams for this race are provided by Whiplash Sim Cams, and I want to really thank them a lot. These were their beta cams for this race. They were not ready for us, and I said, give me what you got, and they were great. Get the most out of your iRacing experience with Whiplash Sim Cams. They never let us down. Learn more about Whiplash. Like them on Facebook. Follow them on Twitter and Instagram. The links are in the description. So, for everybody who's joined us this season, Stephen Larkamp, Justin Petschauer, Ryan Eric King, Nick Sudik, LGN, man, he's been the best. Everyone here at P1 and with, the guys for the ERN that show up every now and then and whatnot, we want to thank you. And I'm Gary Gotzel, also saying good night. Thanks for watching, and to all of our men and women serving in the military and as first responders, Godspeed, God bless, and come home safe. Catch us again in 2 weeks in Iowa for the next race of the IndyCar Oval Series, Tuesday night top split on P1. Good night, everybody, and happy holidays.